Yes, I will do. Oh my gosh. Hello, welcome in. Let me say hello to everyone. Mock, congratulations on first. Chris, Yaga, Nix, hello. Oh my god, they are so loud in my ears right now. I know you guys can't hear it, but they are so loud in my ears right now. They're talking so much stuff. All right. We're going to real quick. Oh, focus on me. Focus on me. Focus. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, you are hanging. Guys, they are so loud in my ears. You don't understand. All right, how's everyone's day, guys? I am so excited. I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous about my stream tomorrow. If you don't know, if you weren't here, if you don't follow me on any of my socials, we are doing a sponsored stream tomorrow. My very first sponsored stream. It is sponsored by Deep Silver, who makes the game Dead Island 2. They have gifted me a copy of Dead Island 2, which we will be playing tomorrow. I have an affiliate code to give you guys, you know, access to be able to purchase a copy of Dead Island 2 for yourself. I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous, and I just, like, fingers crossed that everything goes well, and yeah, so it would really be awesome if you guys could pop in, even just for a little bit tomorrow, because it's a big deal, and I'm kind of nervous about it. So. At least as well as TikTok, they said. Alright, let's see. So now chat
Very
can
tall
hear
order.
you guys, so behave.
I'm back.
You're
hi.
back.
Oh, hi, chat.
Hello.
Oh, hi, chat.
Hi, chat. I will not behave. I will not be
Oh,
contained.
hi, chat.
Don't ever be content.
Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Don't dull your sparkle.
Don't dull your sparkle. Hi, Astro!
So, I was like,
Hi, Astro.
Hi, Astro!
last week's
Hi.
have been nutty. That's true. Your work weeks have been crazy.
Oh.
It's fact.
Alright, so do you think we can load in while Gigi talks to her chat, or should we, like, actually wait for her?
I can entertain people briefly with a very short story.
That's fine.
Hello.
Oh, she's back. Here we go.
Hello.
Oh, fantastic.
Perfect.
She saved everyone.
Were you talking shit about me again?
No, I just
Mhm.
said, I don't know if we should wait for her to actually get back or if we should start loading in the world.
Oh no, we
I'm
were talking so much
here.
shit.
But then
So
you were
much.
like, hello, and I was like, oh, perfect.
It me.
you.
Gigi.
Oh, hi.
Gigi.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Oh,
hi.
hi.
Oh, look, our little house that everybody's gonna spawn into all at once, probably.
Our house, we have a beautiful fireplace in our house.
We
which
do
is
have a beautiful
important.
fireplace.
Oh, for
Oh,
those
here's
of
every,
you
look at
who
everyone's
don't
just
know,
like, boop, here's everybody.
We have so many people.
Oh, whoa.
Why are you swinging? Gigi just comes
Yes.
in here and starts
Gigi's
swinging.
gonna kill us all.
Who are we missing?
Alright, so
Broseph. We're missing Broseph. Oh, Broseph didn't
Well-
play last time. Are they at spawn?
Time
I'm
to
in the
continue the
plane.
dad venture. Oh my
Oh,
god,
I
that's
see that.
right.
I see. Oh, so far. Wait, can I get feathers?
Broseph.
I
That's
collected
right.
feathers
This
from
is
inside the house.
we're the dads.
We're all dads. Everybody's
yes.
a dad.
We're
I'm
all
a dad.
dads.
We's
We're all
a dad.
dads.
We's the dad.
Wanna
Because
do-
we're all dads.
We're all
Hey.
dads. Yeah. I'm a
do
dad.
talk
I'm a dad.
You're a
He's
dad. I don't
a
remember
dad.
how to play
She's
this
a
game.
dad. Because we're all dads. Okay, so zombies are gonna come fuck our shit up.
What you doing, Astro?
Oh, the
What
most
you
expensive
doing?
cat was an Asian
What
leopard.
are you doing?
Domestic short hair
Nothing.
named Zeus. Zeus, who is
I am-
90%,
I am
has an
back.
asking price of
Hi.
$154,000. Holy shit!
Oh, hi.
All right,
I'm not talking to you.
let's go get Broseph. I'll go get Broseph, I guess.
Hi.
Wait, let me eat some food.
I'm
Hi.
scared.
Sorry, I stepped away for a second.
Let me kill this bird.
dare you.
Get that.
Is,
Get that
um,
achievement
I'm
level
the
up.
worst.
We're playing with Pink Soul
Hi.
and Yaga
Hello.
and Broseph and
Okay.
Chris and Astro.
Oh, hi.
Astro?
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Astro.
Broseph, I'm
Grab
coming.
plate. Do I not have a water skin? Oh my god.
No, because
I'm
we were
committing
trying to be vegans,
sins.
remember?
Oh,
And
that's
then
right.
you remember the bird kamikazed while I was cutting down the tree.
That's right.
Oh,
Gigi,
yeah.
the beautification manager dad. That's me.
Oh,
I hear. Oh
yeah.
wait, hold on. We need to look at. Wait. Wait.
This is called
Wait.
Poor Pink
Wait.
wanted to
There we go.
be a vegan, but the
I was
birds wouldn't have
trying.
it.
I was
Here's
trying
my-
so hard to be a
The
vegan
birds
so I could
wouldn't have
finally
it.
get the achievement, and the
Ooh.
Here's
game
my
literally.
gazebo, you guys.
It was awful.
I hear you,
Isn't
but I
it-
don't see you.
Isn't
Oh,
it
shit.
beautiful?
Holy shit! You
Oh,
fell
It's
yeah.
all
from
the way up
trees.
here. There's
You
stairs.
fell from trees.
Uh,
You fell from
Did we
trees.
finish it? Oh, we did. You did with the stairs.
I got stewardess's
It's
outfit.
beautiful. I need to.
Yeah, you can take it and
Listen,
you can wear
it's
it.
not
Gross if be
my
pretty.
fault that it's dark outside.
Where are you?
Okay?
I am fighting
I-
so many people right now.
Oh wait, I have a lighter. There we go. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh,
I
you
need
need
to finish
deerskin.
the couch.
It's amazing actually
Deerskin.
being able to hold your own and not just immediately dying like in Suns.
Gigi needs
Like getting like
Oh yeah,
one
how
hit
do I
in
do
Suns.
that?
You,
You
son of a bitch.
couldn't
You
zoom it.
son of a bitch. Give me another weapon.
How do I wait? I can do this. There it is. Hold
I'm
on.
gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Oh,
No,
I've
you're
got
good, you're good.
booze.
No, I'm not good, Astro.
You're good,
I'm
you're good.
completely alone over here.
You're good. You're good.
Can I eat?
No, I'm not good. I'm
You're
one
good, don't
hit.
worry about it.
I'm one hit from
Can I
away.
eat
No, you're good.
stones?
You're good.
Can
Stop.
I eat?
No, you can't eat stones. That's not
Oh
good for
God,
your
why are
teeth.
they so many? I hate this. I remember that why I hate this so much. They're already
Oh no,
over.
how do I
in
eat it?
I got
I'm
pizza.
down. I'm down.
No, I'm down. I'm down. Someone
Oh
say.
no.
I stepped
What
away.
the
I
hell?
want to come hang out with y'all. Y'all are
What
just
the hell?
dying.
What
over
the
I'm
hell?
trying to
What the
come to
hell?
you.
What the hell? What
I'm
the
there's
gonna
hell?
like
make
a
it
whole
beautiful. Y'all
bunch
make
of
it
them
over
here.
here.
I know.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You're
Come
probably
on.
wrong.
So dark.
Oh, there's a big naked thing. Oh God.
Oh no. Wait, what do I do? Wait, what do I do? I don't remember how to play this game. I don't
Lady,
remember how to play
thank
this
you
game.
for the raid.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh,
I need to heal.
this is absolute chaos. Lady, thank
I
you so
don't
much for the
remember how
raid.
to play this game.
How was the rest of your stream?
Eat me.
Have a
No,
great
not
stream
eat
with
me.
Lord. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Why
you.
is there a guy in here? Oh no. Oh
I'm trying to kill him, but I can't.
It's
I
absolute
don't remember
chaos
how to play this
right
There's
now.
so
I have to
many.
turn.
Why there's so many?
I have to turn voice chat down just a little
How do
tiny
I
bit
play
for
this
stream.
game?
I have to turn it down just a little bit for stream.
Here we
Shit
go.
out of me.
Holy
There's
crap.
dudes.
Okay, welcome in,
I
later
smash.
raiders.
I
Oh
punch.
my gosh.
Hey. Hey.
Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for
Hey.
being here. If you guys don't know
I'm
who
gonna
I am,
punch you.
hello, hi,
No.
welcome. My name is Krista,
I like
Sir,
or Pinksel.
sir,
Most people just call me Pink.
sir,
I am a
Sir.
variety streamer. I
Sir.
play a little bit of everything,
sir.
ranging from things like Lego games, Nintendo games,
Where'd he go?
simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between.
What are you
I
doing?
do have a very
Why
quick
are you
video that I
throwing
like to
yourself
show
at me, sir?
whenever we get a raid, just to see if this is someplace you want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, see what we're about, what to expect, and all that jazz. I do hope you enjoy. Hopefully somebody will rescue me in the meantime, and I will see you guys in just a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions?
We were like 2 seconds away from the bike song.
I want to ride my bike! Hey, look, Nate. It's Uranus. I am Cat. I can help you. Look at that donk. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. And then they show up and we talk about booty.
I wanna be forever.
How? How are her boobs not falling out?
First you're like, yeah, then you're like, yeah.
You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. I really messed up, didn't I? I made bad choices. Coming! What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? Are you pooping? Bees! Go, bees! I want to die right now. I'm gonna go drown.
Solid.
Nobody's
Just more
looking at my pee-pee. So cute. Perceive my booty, arg.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. I shoot them my gun. Antidepressant. Is it working?
I want to be haunted by Marcia. Oh,
I'm trying to make the poop.
Alright, where's Davy Jones?
Oh my gosh! my mom.
What I
Nate,
had said.
Why?
What is happening?
Why are you like this? I couldn't make this up if I tried. That won't and can't go wrong.
You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
Here's another thing.
Bye.
Listen,
Hello.
I did my best.
Okay.
Hello.
What happened?
Hello.
while I was
Hi.
gone?
My PC.
Bro,
Oh.
they
Okay.
tried to murder us. They overrun. They almost destroyed our house. That's how many there were.
Did they?
Hi
Is our house broken? I
It
got here.
almost was. I was spamming the hammer.
Oh my gosh.
Listen,
I killed the guy inside. It was insane.
I died several times. But I'm
But I
alive
got
now.
you.
That's good.
I
I
got you.
died, and have to start over, so that's okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can find your
Don't.
stuff. You can find
Yeah,
your stuff.
but you have to relearn all of your stuff.
Ah.
You have to
Wait, does that mean you can do the vegan thing?
No.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Listening.
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 Yaga, can you rejoin?
Oh, I hunger.
You hunger? I hunger
I
to be back in the game.
I just said,
was-
can you rejoin, or do I have to invite?
I'm clicking things.
Okay.
Peer to
Fish
peer.
collected?
Edit favorites.
Good job.
Favorite. I don't have favorites.
How do I?
No.
Oh, and then I
Favorite.
do this.
I am your
and then I
favorite.
eat it. I ate it.
I
did it.
regret seeing some of the names on here. Filter by name? Filter by name? No. No. No.
Nope.
I don't think I can.
Aw.
So if you like right click on my name, you can't join.
Why
game.
is there a rock in the water
On what's it called?
On I'm sorry, on Steam. So go
On
to
Steam, yeah.
on Steam. Yep, and then like find my name in your friends list,
Yeah.
and then like right click, and then see if join game is like grayed out, or if it's lets you click on it. Because you technically should still be able to, because like you have an invite for this active
Yeah.
session.
Oh, I didn't mean to collect a rock. I want to put it back.
I don't know if it did it. Let's see.
You're
Oh,
off.
no.
Don't worry about
That
it.
is not what I wanted. My lord, everything's huge.
Just keep it. Keep
That's what she said?
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh.
was.
it. I really wish that's.
Did it do it? Green thing.
Oh,
Yay. Okay.
Astro.
Womp, womp, womp.
Because it's hard water? That's why I like it. I
don't
can
know
burn
which
this?
heirloom.
Wait,
Who
what
do we
is
even
this?
play anymore?
What do we play? What?
What is this? It says E. But I don't.
Then-
Oh.
Chicken wants to know which heirloom he should
Oh.
get on Apex.
Ow.
And I was
Oh.
like, who do you even play? Like,
Oh.
I don't know.
I was actually just saying we
no.
haven't. I was saying to Chris like just earlier. that
I'm
we haven't
dead.
played in a
Help.
while.
we
You dead?
No, we know
Okay.
what we're doing after then. You're done.
GG is dead.
Chris is gonna fight the fire. Get it, Chris. You fight that fire.
I learned
Yeah.
something.
Alright, are we gonna
Oh my god, what have you learned? Oh, my- oh, you got
So we've got firefighter dad.
Okay.
He's also a
Listen.
Disney princess.
The
Fucking
bird
right.
just landed on my hand and is scared away.
So
Aw.
turns out, if you light a thing on fire, maybe you shouldn't also be standing on the thing that you're
That's
lighting on fire.
probably a good
Mhm.
idea.
Did you
That
set-
is very
wait,
wise.
was it a fire trap that you were standing on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'll do
Yeah,
it. That'll
yeah.
do it.
Hey, listen, I didn't know it was a fire trap. It just came up with a thing, and it said press E to do something with the lighter, and I was
And
like,
you went,
okay. And I exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Fantastic.
I
Okay,
follow instructions.
You,
And the
you
only
did.
instruction I
You did.
had was press E, so I did.
I brought you a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Ready,
How do I
guys? It's
take
happening.
it? Oh,
I killed the rabbit.
I have
Give
it.
me
You
your
did it.
skin.
I
I
left it
don't
out.
can go
remember how
put
to
it on
play
the
this
house
game,
now.
so
Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out.
You're
Trying to-
you're
I
wearing
was
the
so sorry.
hostess
Struggling.
outfit
I am. I was the hostess on the
This is
plane.
great.
with heels and everything.
Yes, I was the hostess on the plane. Yes, it's me.
Beauteous.
Hostess dad.
Hostess dad. Yes.
Sounds like a custom.
Stewardess, actually. Thank you.
Sorry,
like a-
stewardess dad.
Astro, what are you building?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
What are you building?
Don't worry about it.
Yaga's walking in place.
What if? Hear me out.
Sounds like Yaga left again.
Okay.
Hear me out. What
Is your
if
PC having issues?
I built another gazebo?
I agree. But this time, even higher than this one.
think I
Even
can.
higher. Well, you could. You
Yes,
could go
you
on
can,
top of the.
on a
You could
cliff.
go on the top of the mountain.
Oh, I could put. Oh, you're right. Hold on. Let me put this head down.
Gazebo
Or
to
what if
the
you what if you're
gazeboning.
standing in the gazebo and you built a gazebo from the height of the other gazebo?
Oh.
All right, who
Oh.
built 912 birdhouses?
Pretty sure that was from
did.
last time.
I know, but still, who did it? All right, so so focus up. All right, so somebody needs to collect some sticks so we can start.
Focus? No,
Yes. Somebody needs to collect some sticks. Stuff.
Way ahead of you.
Somebody else needs to go hunt. Yaga's still walking in place.
Oh, I
Must have
can't-
froze.
Yeah.
I
Here
can't
you go,
build
I
it
found you.
taller.
I got you something, Krista. Here. Here
This
you go.
is the tallest I can build it.
Drop it.
Even from
Oh, thank
here.
you.
You're welcome.
You know you can put it on the house.
I
The gazebo?
No. The lizard head that he just handed to me.
Oh.
I killed
so
it and then I gave it. And
I have
Problem.
I have
What's up,
one
what's up?
thought, and my one thought is gazebo.
My computer keeps crashing, and it's either something wrong with the device driver, or memory, or antivirus software. I
Oh,
Oh
those
no.
are a
what
lot
it
of different
is.
things.
That is a lot of things.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well-
okay, so the device drivers are not hard to do, so that's easy. One of us could probably walk you through that.
I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on, but it has done it twice now after only playing for a few minutes. And I don't know if it's because it's doing the
Finally.
game and the stream.
Okay, so excuse me, without the crash, have you restarted your PC?
No. It's
Try
auto
that.
res. I'm sharing the message in the Discord
Okay.
thing.
Gazebo.
Oh my goodness.
Chris is killing me.
Can't have anything nice.
I've
what
placed
is
all
the
of my
laughing?
sticks.
What is the laughing?
Never trust laughing.
Oh
Never.
no. It's the Godzebo. Gigi's laughing. Just Gigi's maniacal laughter is so great.
Gazebo.
Good Debo. That'll do it.
Oh no.
What more does anyone need?
There's nothing else. Only gazebo.
It's just a nice place to relax, you know? It's
Only
great.
gazebo.
Exactly.
I
And
can't.
I can
Hi,
have it, I
Zaz,
can
how's
build
your day?
a platform and stairs to connect the two gazebos
Wait.
together.
I lost my rabbit head. I didn't. I found it.
Our base will just turn into an infinite
All
amount of
gazebos
your
gazebos.
down.
are belong to us.
All your gazebos are
Chris, what are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you trying to do?
Gazebo.
Kill those birds. Okay, Chris is hunting. Chris, go hunt and fill all of these things up with meat. Okay, that's your task.
Andy, thank you for
But
that
I
quote.
can't.
Why?
It doesn't let me. It only says pick up lizard. It doesn't
No,
say
you-
put
I-
down.
No,
I
you,
bring
you
logs,
come over here.
Gigi.
You,
Hit it.
you put C.
Gazebo!
I bring logs.
You hold what?
You walk up to it, and if you have meat in your
Thank you,
inventory, it'll
Astro.
let you, and you hit C.
I will be
I
back.
like this gazebo stuff.
Look at this. Look at it.
It's
Look
the
at
little-
it.
Wait, oh,
Do
that's
you-
little meat. That's
Do you
little meat.
see?
That's a little meat.
Average, probably.
Get out of here.
No, walk up
Average-
to it, and there
average,
should be a little
probably?
thing that says C.
There. No.
You have to
No,
color-
Give me, drop the
Yeah,
meat.
the
Give it
color-
to me.
I know what you gotta cuddle.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm gonna-
friend. Welcome.
Ugh.
You
What?
have to be so
That's
specific.
perfectly good food. What is wrong with you?
It won't let me
You
do it.
know
I don't
what's
want it no
wrong with
more.
him. It's Chris.
I don't want to do it no more.
I don't want to
I'm
do
gonna
it no
get some
more.
logs so I can make my gazebo.
I'm
I
gonna
will
logs
help
first.
you cut logs.
Yeah, I'm cutting logs too for the
Gazebo!
I'm trying to get this bird, not our thing.
Let's do it, Broseph.
I don't know if we should stand near each other. We're gonna hit each other with an axe.
No, look, we're fine. We're cutting it twice as quick.
So what do I do with this?
Walk over here. And look at if you walk
Timber.
up to this, there's a thing. There's an
Just
interaction
chaos.
that says C. You press it and it hangs your meat up.
It doesn't. It just says pick up meat. It doesn't
What?
say.
I don't think you
There.
should press it. I don't think you should
Drop it on
press
the
it. Don't do it.
floor.
Press it! Press it. Press it.
Don't
I
do
want
it,
to
X
know.
Mark.
See right here. See, there you go.
I don't
See?
think you should press it,
I just hung the
Exoc.
meat. up.
Where?
Put your
Press it.
meat
I
down,
just hung the
Chris.
meat up right there.
Hang
No,
down
no, you
meat.
didn't. You're
Yes,
lying.
I did. No, look at.
Bring your
Watch.
You
Look at. Look. See, I
are
took it off.
lying.
Look, I just took it off. Watch. Ready? See, look. And then it's gonna watch. Then it's on. Now it's off. Now it's on. Now it's off. Do you see it? Do you see it?
That's not the one I gave you.
Yes, it is. I just picked it up off the ground.
I hope that thing kills you, you lying son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
There's a
Dang
whole
it.
many. Chris, go down here with me. Come here. Chris, come here with me.
Pick up meat, handle meat, fondle meat.
You sound like a good time.
Ow,
I don't
ow.
remember how to do this. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 bones.
What do
I
we
don't have
do?
any bones. I need bones. Guys, I
I
need
have bones.
bones.
We have a
I have
million bones. We
bones.
just burnt a
Where
whole
do
bunch
you
of
need
You
bodies.
want
Bones.
one? Here.
Where are bones?
I need 2
Here,
bones.
here.
Where?
I need 2 bones.
I can give you 2 bones.
Oh,
I have
wow.
2 bones at the ready.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Chris is
I'm just
struggling
saying.
so hard.
If you need bones, I can give you bones.
Is it not dropping it?
No.
Why does G drop meat but it doesn't drop bone?
I don't know.
Now you're asking the real questions.
It's fine. It's
I-
fine. It's fine. Do we not have a bone holder? Why? Why?
Oh, that's the way you do. Oh.
Multiple bone holders.
Oh my god.
We're really just a giant bone holder ourselves.
I
you know?
didn't say boner holder. I said bone.
What's the difference, really?
There's one.
Thanks.
Pink, where would you like me to put my bones?
I don't even know.
Hopefully in your body, under your skin.
I don't even know anymore.
Where, Pink, I have bone for you.
Put your bone inside me, please.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
What?
I think okay, so follow along. I think you have to get the little metal plate. Yes, that thing, and then I think you put
There's-
your bones on the plate.
Uh-huh.
There's a dead bird around here somewhere that I killed.
I just
Okay,
picked
wait.
it up.
Okay, I can't believe y'all didn't see me because I just jumped
Wait.
midair and like
E.
sliced it between both of y'all.
E. E.
Okay, now I'm dying. Alright, hold on. Everybody work together to build. Okay, put it in the bone holder.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Jesus.
I'm hungry. I need to eat.
Oh, I got
My
you. I got you.
face hurts. Oh my god.
And banned from Twitch.
We'll see if this works.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta give somebody a good bone.
Oh god. I
Oh.
needed a good bone, you know.
Oh.
Just a basket of
My
them.
goodness.
I mean, I could always use a good bone too. Let's be real.
What? Look, I'm putting all my bone in the box.
The bone box.
Your
Well, let me-
average
wait.
bones.
Average
Oh my
bones.
gosh.
that's right.
Average bones.
Here I am.
Welcome
There,
back.
I
You're
hope-
doing great,
hopefully-
sweetie.
So like it's okay, right?
Doing great.
Like
Yeah.
it's big, like right?
Oh my god, my face
I would say
hurts, dude.
it's about the size that one would expect a bone to be.
God, my face hurts.
Wow.
Biggie, what's going on? How are you today?
It's perfect for me.
This is
Oh,
absolute
what's
chaos.
happening?
Gosh.
A feather.
At least it wasn't.
So, are we
small
going in this
bone.
cave? I think we should go in this cave.
Wait, I'm building a gazebo.
Scenario, I just straight
I
died.
still can't hang my meat.
God, that sounds like a you problem.
Wait, let me see. Let me see.
Are you saying
Hold on.
you're not
Give
hung?
me your meat for a second.
Wow.
No, it's because it's in my hand. I can't
I got
hang
you. I
it.
got you.
Alright,
Over
you
here, over here. I
can't-
got you.
you can't
Get
hang
out of your
small
hand.
Out of your
No,
hand.
come here. I got you. I
I
got
know,
you.
I know that you like holding your meat, but
And then you-
sometimes
hold
you
on, hold
just have to let it go.
Gotta let it go.
Hold on. And then you.
Let it go.
No, that's cooking.
I-
That's not hanging.
I was trying to hang it, not
I'm
cook it.
roasting your small meat.
Oh no, I do have a water
Oh,
source.
yeah,
the
It's
small
right there.
meat, yeah.
Well, I guess at least it's good for something.
Wait,
You
do
have
you
to eat
have
it. You have to
small
eat
meat
it.
or do
or
you
it'll
have
burn.
regular
Come on.
meat?
You have to eat it. You have to eat it.
You have to eat
Yeah,
the meat?
raw. The small meat won't hang. It's the other meat that will hang.
You gotta eat it. Egg sockets.
Then why'd
gonna
you tell
burn.
me you can hang it right here?
Because you can. You can hang regular meat.
I gave you the bird meat. How did you hang it?
Hey. No. Your big meat you hang. Little meat you cook, right?
Average.
Oh.
You mean average?
Little meat is average, is what you're saying? Is that what you said, Astrid?
No, it actually quite literally
Oh.
says small meat. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you do it! You
Oh, I lost it.
you missed it!
It just went through your head. Where did it go?
Oh my gosh. This is fine.
What,
Where did it go? I lost it.
what did you lose?
My spear.
I don't know.
Tried to
What did
throw it
you-
at
where
me,
did you have
and
it?
he
You
missed
need
What
to
did
keep
you-
track of your spear.
Where did I have it last? I was
Britney
throwing it.
Spears.
I was throwing it at Chris's face.
Does Chris
wh-
have it?
what
Is
did
it
you
attached to
learn?
Chris's face?
No.
What did you learn?
No, it went through her face. Like it just phased through it.
Oh
Did it
god.
mix the
Any more
caramel?
meat would be
I'm
too
Did I
much,
find it?
honestly. Yeah.
I found
Smalley
it.
has a better personality.
Are you saying it's
You find your
not as
spear?
good?
Oh god.
Yeah, I did find it.
His spear went
That's
way
good.
far. Oh my gosh.
Over Spear?
Britney Spears?
Okay,
Oh.
can we talk about her for a second?
What about her?
Is anyone else worried about her? Is it
I'm
just
always
me?
worried about her. I care
I'm
about
worried
her
about her.
deeply
Why?
as
What
friends.
now?
Have you just seen her Instagram? It's very like, are you okay?
Yeah, she's showing her boobies a lot.
She's just like in like the tiniest little bottoms and tops and then
Yeah.
just dancing, but it's
Just
not
dancing.
good dancing like you know her for. It's really awkward and uncomfortable and a lot
Yeah.
of spinning and hair flips. Just a lot of spinning. And
Oh.
I'm like, are you okay?
I don't
I need
think
to.
she's okay.
I need to see this
He's like, wait,
Why?
what?
because you just said it's weird. Like all I can imagine is like that video of like those like people under the bridge, like doing like the rave.
Oh, where it's like the Thomas the
Yeah.
Tank Engine.
It's not that far
I
off from that.
hunger.
All right, guys.
Okay, so
Cave.
cave.
Wait, I
Okay.
hunger.
They hunger
Oh.
too. They're screaming about it.
They
Make
hunger.
a bow and arrow. How do I make a bow?
Breathing's so weird.
I think it's
Why are you
string
doing that?
and maybe tape or
How do
cloth.
I? Oh, it's not
Without
cooked.
you.
I want to know.
Why do these birds keep exploding? Can someone explain the exploding birds?
Mm-mm.
You have a girl.
What
I
happened
cannot.
to the birds?
Who's been fishing?
Can't carry any more small rocks.
La?
I don't want to carry anymore.
I might
need
have done that
healing.
the last time, but I can't guarantee it was me.
I
I can't take full
Make
accountability
more
for
arrows.
anything.
Wait, I need sticks for arrows.
Ow! What the hell? Why am I hurt? What hurt me? What the fuck?
Are you
I just-
hungry?
No, it wasn't me.
No. I have full like food and water, and I just took damage
I
for
need
literally
tissue.
no
I just
reason.
need water.
Ooh.
I don't
Is it
know.
the exploding birds? Did a bird explode at me?
Yes.
The
Ow, what's
void- the
happening? What's
void
hurting me?
Oh
I don't
my
know. What is hurting
God.
you? The void requires sacrifice.
I'm literally taking damage for no reason. Why?
Is it
I'm not
acid-
cold.
Well,
I'm not.
I mean, I don't think it's acid rain because then I would be getting hurt
Hello? Jesus.
Acid rain's not a thing.
Look at
too.
the
Jesus, is
rainbow.
that you?
Look at the
What
rainbow.
angered you? There's a
Where's
rainbow.
it?
Rainbow? Where?
Where?
Where? Yay!
Guys,
Rainbow. Rainbow.
Ow! What the fuck?
What is
Oh.
going on?
The rainbows are hurting me. It's the rainbows.
Our game
do
is
that.
gay!
The gays are hurting me. I love them, but they hurt me so.
Rainbow for the dads. The gays have landed.
Hello, subject, new subscriber.
Okay, but what if I...
I forgot I have that as a
What are you
hi,
doing?
hi subject.
What
Why
is going
the
on?
slingshot?
What if I, just
Is
kept...
it a fucking slingshot? Is that what you son of a beach?
Oh my god, have you been doing it? What if...
You son of a beach, was it you all along? Fucking kill you. I'll fucking
much
kill you.
So much rage!
You son of a bitch. I was so confused. Of course it was you. I should have won the second I took damage. I should have been like, Chris.
Logs
My
everywhere.
I've been cutting logs.
Oh god.
Not just
Oh
leaving
my
them
god.
around.
Swear
Oh
to
my
God.
god.
I just straight look at the
started-
sky and start asking Jesus what I did to anger him. It's fucking Christ.
Well, it started because I was standing inside the cabin just shooting birds next to you just to see what it like just standing in the cabin shooting birds. I did like 4 of them. I was like, it'd be funny if I just hit you once just to see what you would do.
Oh
Lord.
my god.
And then you started losing your mind.
She's like looking up and she's like, the rainbows are hurting me.
Oh my god. I should have just known the second something went sideways and it
Oh,
was Chris.
God.
Who else could?
And then the
That's
second
really
Chris
the
walks
only-
over and he's just laughing and he's got the slingshot out and he runs over to me like a little kid.
Little shit. Oh my god.
Oh, my face hurts so bad. Oh my god. Can we sleep so we can go in the cave in the morning? Oh god.
Wait, hold
God.
on.
Oh, my face
Did you-
hurts.
Did you see what I did afterward though? Once I found out,
It's the
tried
spinning
to
around
take my
looking at
dog.
the
I
ceiling.
chased him with my axe and smacked him a couple times.
As
Trying to
you
take my head
should.
off.
Oh, that was so funny. He just
Can't
walks over
slingshot
and
if
is
you don't have
laughing with
arms.
the slingshot. I was like, you.
Oh my goodness.
Slingshot if you don't have arms. Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Unless he gets
Chris,
really
you look
creative
very
with his feet.
handsome.
Thank
Who's
you.
Until I like
Who's missing?
put it on my foot and then pull it back with
Yeah,
my
get
teeth.
really creative with your
That's
feet.
what she said?
Somebody's missing.
Who's missing?
Gigi is missing.
Listen, I'm gathering logs for my gazebo.
I know, but you have to gather in the morning.
Hello,
We're trying to
Sultan.
sleep.
How are you? Welcome in.
For the
Happy Friday.
gazebo.
I have to build another gazebo.
With no
Oh.
sleep,
What
no
are we
gazebo.
gonna, what
No
are we gonna
sleep,
do
no
with all these
gazebo.
gazebos?
God.
I'm coming very slowly because I have no energy.
Because
Same.
we are not
Oh.
sleeping.
I'm
Go
a
seep, seep.
coming.
Go big
Oh,
seep
well.
seep.
Go seeps. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Uh.
Beautiful. No, somebody
Oh.
left. Somebody
You
left.
good?
Is that me?
There we go.
Oh,
Was that the name
no,
of my
no,
college
someone
band?
jumped off and
No.
left. You,
Stop
oh my
it!
god.
There we go.
That was not the name of my college band.
Makes me
although
wish I had
it
an
would
axe.
be a good name for a
Uh,
band.
This
I'm
dysfunctional
doing
family
okay.
here.
Sultan, thank you for asking.
Oh, look, we got triplets
Oh, I'm
today.
doing better now. I have mac and cheese.
Triple
Aw.
dads. Close range slingshot.
My
Amazing.
god. Literally
Holy
grabbing some mac and
shit.
cheese and I get slinged.
No mac and cheese.
Oh my
Come
god.
here. Lizard slap.
It was the
Lizard
noise your
slap.
guy made.
I slapped you with a lizard.
See?
Oh my god, that was
Whoa, what's
so
that?
funny. All right,
Is that
let's
deer?
go.
Wait, I need deer
Fine.
hide. Is that deer?
No, I'm not trying to wait. I need to eat the deer, not equip it. Another interesting. Ooh,
I
the
can't
moon
even
blew
see.
up. Well, you know, the moonlight
Oh my
deserved it.
god, my face hurts so bad.
Deer skin. I need that for my gazebo.
God.
Specifically
Moon might have,
for
you know,
my
deserved it.
couch.
What did it
I'm
do? You know.
starving.
Oh god.
Okay, so are we going in this cave and
Yeah,
get
we're
wrecked?
gonna
Is
go
that
in
what's
the
happening?
cave. Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
hold on. I'm coming.
What's in this
Which
one?
cave
Do
are
you
we going
remember?
into?
The one that's right next to us?
That is a good question.
I know it's been so long. I don't remember.
Is it the
Um,
blue? Wait, where are we going?
We're gonna go in this cave that's right next to our camp.
Which one is
In
that?
the cave.
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Where?
The one I'm standing at,
Woof.
to the
Woof.
left of the cabin. Ow. You son of a
There's
beast.
a cave here?
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's
Holy
so close to my gazebo!
You've walked past it so many times.
Listen, I've been singularly focused.
There's
I
an
know.
odd train going on right
Woof.
now into the cave. Cave train.
Pardon.
Ooh,
Pardon.
Cave
Ooh.
train.
ooh.
Pardon.
Wait, who's going first? The newbies? Are we sticking
Oh.
Chris and Gigi in the front?
Obviously.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh.
Celio in chat.
Ooh.
All I have is an axe. Am I
Who
gonna
wants
die?
a seal?
Ooh.
An axe might
Oof.
not be the best, but that's okay.
Well, you gotta get
We'll
seals
figure it out as a
somehow.
Wait,
family.
I also have a bow.
Do you have any
Ooh.
arrows yet?
Go ahead, Chris. Go out in front.
Ooh.
Chris, your wolf sucks.
Ooh.
You're like, whoa, whoa,
Ooh.
whoa.
I'm
You
just
sound
going
like a
wolf.
caveman. You
Ooh.
don't sound like
God,
wolf.
it
You
was
sound
so
like a
happening
caveman.
Hello?
Fire.
Oh, I got a flare.
Why does Chris
Ooh.
sound like a caveman?
That's what I
instead of
said. He's a
dog?
caveman.
Because that's what I'm
he's not a
doing.
dog.
I
Because
go.
we're in a
Ooh.
cave.
Well, you're not wrong.
Ooh.
We are cavemans.
Cave dads.
Cave dads.
You like,
Oh, leg.
Yeah, for some reason when you turn really quickly it lags in here.
go down the hole.
Ooh.
Saving Johnny one cave at a time.
One.
Ooh.
One.
Ooh.
Can I survive this
Wow.
fall?
I think his name is Sammy.
You
There's only
can
one way
try
to
to
find
find out. Yeah, just
No, it's my health is at half, so I'm not gonna.
Aw. Well, they'll pick you
Yeah.
up. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
don't
you're
have any
right, you're right,
food.
You're right. All right,
Why is the wall shiny?
Because it's slimy.
You're right.
It's
Hold on.
moist.
We'll see.
It's
so
so
moist.
shiny.
I believe in you, Astro. Think light
The
thoughts.
moistest.
You got this. Oh, you
Ooh.
did. Wow, 360 spin.
Oh. I
The
think with
360
full
spin,
health.
though.
I think with
Hold on,
full
Gigi's
health I
going
can.
down. Gigi's going down. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's
oh.
see. No, she stopped.
Oh,
She's
this
going
is
back
the
up.
Did you die?
I'm gonna. Am I gonna reset? You gonna let me reset?
No. Oh no.
Did you save at the tent?
Yeah.
You up.
Yeah, did everyone
Oh,
save
no,
at the
you'll-
tent?
Oh, I got picked
Oh,
up.
no? Should I do
No.
that?
Yes, save the tent.
If you
Everybody
got
die,
you.
you'll start
Ooh.
over at the.
Yeah, if
He's
you
a
die,
boy.
you start over
Ooh.
at the thing. Yeah.
Woof.
All right,
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
don't have anything
hold on,
to
wait,
heal.
wait.
Be
Gigi's
right
gonna
back.
save.
We'll wait here.
I do.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I just phased through your butt.
Oh, why are there babies here?
It's the babies.
Oh,
It's
no,
babies.
It's the babies.
The babies.
I'm sorry.
Making babies.
I'm sorry.
I heard giggling. I don't like it.
I saved. Okay, I'm coming back.
Ew, the baby.
Chris, are you setting the babies on fire?
No, I threw a flare.
Don't let Chris babysit.
I threw a flare.
I mean, I think that seems like the right choice.
Setting the babies on fire?
No,
Yes.
I'm
Oh my
I'm
God.
shooting them in the face with an arrow.
Oh, that's not a
Also
baby.
seems
Better.
like
Wait,
That's
wait,
not a
wait.
baby.
I got some for you. Hold on. This is better. Ready, Chris?
I'll be bait.
Why is it not
Oh
working?
my gosh, you're so
I
brave.
killed them all. It's okay.
Oh, what's
I come with
happening?
you.
I
I
don't
killed
see
all
anything.
of them.
You
My
did.
lighter is not
Except for
lighting.
this
Why
one.
no lighting?
You didn't kill this one. Where's the arrows in them?
Because
I
it's
killed-
unlit.
I bet you
I
I
still
My
see
killed
light.
you.
lighter didn't want to work.
It's
Look
Look
so
at that.
bright.
I shot
Make it
all of
blue.
them.
You did.
No
You
way.
did.
Look at
all of
My
those.
It's
hero.
so
Oh, they're all
good.
dead.
Babies.
Yeah, I shot them in the face.
Oh, it's got like a chicken
Good job.
foot.
Chicken
Ew.
butt.
Chicken butt? Oh,
Gross.
look at all the stuff up there.
Bye,
Gross.
Gross.
Very gross.
Viscera.
Fine.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I should probably have an axe out or something. Oh, or
I should probably have a
spear.
light. Is what I should have. Yeah.
Goodbye forever.
Ooh, look, a
Bye,
rock.
everybody.
Oh, look.
Got to go.
That's your last ultra. Ultras are
And
expensive.
Well,
What happened?
I keep trying to
Somebody
heal,
somebody
but
pushed me off.
nothing.
Why would somebody do something like that?
Who would do
Wow.
that?
Like the last one off though.
Oh no.
That is
Why
so
would that be a thing?
strange.
Oh, there's
no.
doo-doos. There's doo-doos.
Dude, there's a man.
There's a man.
Not a man.
Don't
They hit
don't
him?
do
Nope.
do that. I didn't do it.
Oh my god, there's
Speedy.
I didn't do it.
Why are they so
Ooh.
There's a
fast?
man.
What are you? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Not
What
a
are you,
man.
Aster? What are you doing to him? That does
Ooh.
not look
He's doing
Twitch
parkour.
friendly.
We
TOS
go.
friendly.
Ooh,
Parkour.
I
ooh,
stabbed
Oh,
him.
I don't
they've
feel
got
sweet. I
friends.
can't go.
ooh.
They've got friends over there.
What if I?
Wow. This looks like
Teetsies. I need the little
really
teats.
aggressive. Just
I need the little
a mob
teeps.
of people stabbing one guy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It
Looks
When
a
there's like
little
when there's this many
aggro.
people, it's much
Yeet.
more bully-like.
It's like.
Don't forget to walk up to these bodies to technically discover them.
Wait, what?
These are the other passengers that are on the plane with you.
Oh
You
my
guys
God! Look at all those
these
people.
have
Oh!
their names.
Oh.
Pink
Oh
cherub.
no. Oh look, money. Ow. Excuse me, I
Does
was
they spawn
collecting-
more? Because
Yum.
bodies. Boop. Yeah, you just go.
Oh,
Yum.
he rolled away.
Oh, I'm down.
Oh.
What dope?
Oh
There's a
my
lot
God.
going-
Okay,
Ow,
hold on. I
fuck.
got roasted. No, I don't. It's picking up money.
Yeah.
I don't need the money.
I got your
Oh
roasted.
my god, you care more
Priorities.
about money.
I care more about money than Broseph.
Help!
Oh,
Oh, you're
the
in
money
the
is
Who else is
dying.
down?
I fell! I fell into the water!
Oh, hold on. I got you, GG.
Help!
This is so much
Help.
chaos. This is
Here,
awesome.
drown him! Drown him! Drown, you fool!
I feel like, are they spawning
Good.
more because there's more people?
Probably.
It's a possibility.
money.
Probably.
Money,
Probably.
please.
Money, please. Oh,
My money, please.
Well,
Okay.
I think they're all dead.
Do you think they're dead? Do you think they're? Do you think they'll still be okay?
I mean,
Fine.
Oh, oh,
Ooh, clothes. Oh my god, I got new clothes.
new clothes.
Oh
Cute.
my God.
New
Humanity
fit,
embrace
check fit. What is happening? I'm scared.
Found new passenger seat 7.
Just
Oh, I got a wristwatch.
Oh.
And you can tell time on an island where
Biggie,
time
thank you
doesn't
so
matter.
That's all I want. Well, time is an illusion.
Honestly,
It
the
is.
past couple
Time
months
was
of
made
like,
up
just
by
like
Watch
rediscovering
Company.
like
Is this
myself
a-
and
like
my
a
stream and
kidney?
stuff. It's kind of just
Is this a
Wait,
kidney?
egg suck.
it's
A
been
kidney?
fun.
That's
you
a
know?
heart. I think there's a kidney
We
on the
have
floor.
it.
Or maybe it's a
I have it.
I don't know. Ask her what it is.
oh,
It's a kidney or a
oh,
heart.
What the fuck?
I can't carry any more wristwatches, you guys.
Oh,
Start
that's-
making bones.
Wait, do
That's
we
what
explode
they're good
here? One of these.
Oh, we can smash these. Look it, go smashy, yeah.
for. Maya.
So much
Well,
drip.
Smash it.
Maya.
Oh, there's another rock dick. I'm gonna smash
A
it.
what?
It
Rock.
does look like a dick.
It does. It looks like a little stubby dicky.
That'd be
Oh,
really
Average
hard.
size. I'm sure Astro
Probably
would
average.
say.
Where's this? What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
We murdered the dicks.
We'll find more for you. We'll find more for you. I'll seek them out.
We'll never know.
There are
First.
more dicks, I'm sure.
Yes. We will find you a dick, Astro. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
I have so much dynamite.
A properly average
Oh,
one?
God.
Or...
Properly average.
Oh god. One of the oldest
like
artifacts
that.
we found is a stone dildo. But was it actually? Was it actually?
So many things.
There's friends.
It's okay. We
Friends?
have friends too.
Smeagling. He's smeagling and.
Oh, wait,
Oh, he's
Hero.
dead. He's so
Ow.
dead. That was so fast.
Ow.
It was polished and interesting.
That's a larger dick.
There's more coming?
Get it, Astro.
They're
Get the
confused
dick.
by
I did. I
everything
got
that's
it.
occurring.
Nice.
Eat my medicine. I'm gonna
Just
eat
everybody.
my medicine.
Everyone go ham and just start destroying him. Oh
Ouchie.
my gosh. Why are these all getting flagged?
Look
That's
at
so
this
funny.
I am
destruction. So
wounded.
many
In a
dicks.
French cave.
Oh.
That I
I
believe.
can't have nice things.
Oh.
Chris and Astro are already this
What
way,
the
so
hell?
let's go
What
protect
the
them.
hell?
Oh,
No.
oh, okay,
It's time
sure,
to turn
why
back,
not?
Exotic.
Wait, which way do we
Here.
go?
There's a rope
Oh,
over here.
oh,
They
yeah.
heard noises and they turned
This is where we
around.
came from, is it?
Oh, this is baby cave.
Babies, it's just
Yeah,
a
I wanna
friend.
This is
Yeah.
baby cave.
I want
Oh,
baby
let's go
cave.
down here. It's a blue armsy.
Oh wait, there's something up here.
Here we go.
We found something up
I got
here.
this. I got this. Just do one of that.
You got a nice butt, GG.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I know.
I know. Thanks.
Oh, I got it.
What is?
It was a bat. It was a bat. Don't worry about it.
He's very angry and he's very on
Dynamite?
fire.
Oh,
Bye,
oh, Chris is just going for it. Okay, sure,
Chris
why not?
did not go for it. He fell.
Oh, I fell.
Oh. Oh no!
I
Chris
got
died.
dynamited.
This
I got
is
dynamited.
not working. This is not working.
You threw. You
Look
knew
at them
I was
tunnel down there,
there and
though.
still
There's a tunnel
decided
this
to
way
throw
and
that.
So
the
this
rope.
way, but there's
I hit the
dicks
button
over
and
here.
there was a
Oh, let's
delay.
go for the dick.
Alright, I
Let's
need
go
to.
for the
Oh
dick.
my god, guys.
It's fine. Everybody's alive, right? Question
Oh
mark.
Uh-huh.
my god.
Do I have to
There's
throw
babies,
this?
babies.
Alright, I got the card. I got the key
Baby.
card. I got what we
Rosa
came
and
for.
I have gone on
Everybody
our
come
own
get this key
adventure.
card. You guys are
We
doing
discovered
great.
There's a
a place.
collectible. Oh yay!
Oh yeah,
What
the
is
video
this?
game.
Oh, it's a
game.
camcorder.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh my god, look at the big dicks.
Look at all these dicks.
Look at all these dicks.
Oh,
Ooh, money.
Woof.
oh.
Mind me?
Oh, this
Okay.
guy is in half. Do you
Oh.
Do you think he's okay?
okay?
It's half the man he used to be.
Oh.
Oh, look
Oh.
at this money.
A
Oh, I
stick.
got medicine.
Medicine.
I got the stick.
Oh, I definitely need it.
That's good because I
This
get
guy.
hurt a lot.
Oh, I get.
Oh, look at all these
It
skulls.
Seems to be
loaded on.
kind of half-assing it. Ferret.
As sad as it was that Astro got
Amazing.
dynamited, watching his body fly was kind of funny.
Oh my god, just like
No, no,
watching,
no.
watching Chris go down
Another
and then
Ew.
Astro peeking over the
Yeah.
corner to check on Chris and also going down was the
And a
it was great.
snack.
And then getting dynamited.
Nice.
And then getting
Listen.
dynamited, yeah.
Look at
Na,
all these
na, na,
skulls.
na,
I
na,
don't
na,
want to
na,
pull the trigger on that.
And
Baby's
then the other
dynamite.
time,
Na, na, na,
Yaga
na,
also
na.
threw a grenade at me, so
Pretty ceiling.
I'm
Listen,
seeing a pattern
you
here.
Why did you
survived
stand
all of
between
it.
her
You're
and
explosion
her
proof.
and her grenades?
No, no,
The
no.
fuck do you do with money when you're stuck on an island?
You burn
Well,
You
listen,
burn
it.
about
You burn it.
status.
Wait, did you guys go down the other hole? You did. You did. I see you down. I see you. Did
It's
you
a
go
dead end.
Yeah, that's a dead end up here.
We're good.
Up dead end up here or down there? is
We
dead
haven't
end?
gone. We
Down
just
here.
went this way
I can't-
because there
okay.
were dicks.
Yeah, we
and I
went for
have
the dicks.
priority.
Was there
no,
collectibles
that's
down here?
Great for the dicks.
Did you?
I
did
lived.
you
Did you like
collect
I
go
all
lived.
down?
I lived. What happened? I lived. Yeah, I did.
The same
I
thing
fell.
rich people do off an island. You have it. That's correct. Wait, should we
I
go back to where you
100%
guys just
fell
were?
and survived.
There's the VIP. The key card is over there, which we'll need for end game stuff.
Oh,
Oh yes.
Okay, so
Oh,
yes.
Did I get
It
that? I
only
don't know if I
needs
got
one
that.
person to.
Yeah,
activate
technically,
that.
if we, as long as we're
Oh.
playing together, we're fine.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
okay.
don't need to go to there.
No.
Oh my gosh,
Okay,
Astro in the
great.
bathrobe is amazing.
I'm in the bathrobe?
Yeah.
How'd I? Okay.
You're wearing a
I'll stay
bathrobe.
We're at a spa now,
Because
baby.
dads.
Oh my god, so is
because
Yaga is
dads.
also in the bathroom?
We have the bathroom. Let's go.
Yeah, we're all
Spa
in the
day.
bathrobe.
It's worth
With
noting
all the
there is
skulls.
no-
Oh, we all
there
gonna
is
wear the
no
bathrobe?
capitalistic overlord.
Okay,
It
let's
really
all wear
is
the
the
bathrobe.
ideal situation.
Let's go, everybody! Everybody come
I
down
gotta
here with
finish.
the bathrobe on. Come
I
on.
suck. Get the bathroom. I
This is
suck.
a weird. hole.
Where?
I don't.
Oh, and there's a tent
Where
to
we are.
save at.
Where we are.
person, so it's really creepy.
Oh.
Where we are. Come get the. Come everybody. Everybody come back and get the bathrobe.
Where's do I already
Bathroom
have it?
cult.
Where
Yeah,
we
we
are.
got it
where we're
already.
standing.
Oh, okay.
You're wearing it. You look fabulous. In
Do
your
I?
bathrobe.
Oh my god, I'm so cozy.
One of those squishy white ones that you only find at like hotels.
Yeah.
Amazing.
oh. Oh.
Saved.
They're worth the money. Just saying.
They are.
Rosif and I are just going on our own adventure.
I have a polka dotted one. IRL.
Wait, so
and it
you
is
guys
very
have the
cozy.
bathrobes? Wait,
Oh,
you guys are wearing
this
the
is where we
bathrobes?
leave.
I have a great one I bought from the
Oh.
spa, and it's nice.
Here you go, Chris.
Look at us go. We did it.
We're out.
Here.
Yeah.
You hold E.
Oh.
You wear it.
Oh.
Look,
Oh.
hold over there.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh.
Alright, now let's
What's
go
this?
back
There's
up.
so
storage
excited right
containers.
now.
Break them.
That's a happy caveman.
Break them.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh,
I'm a smash.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
GG
Oh my god!
Smash!
Oh my god! Oh my god! What is happening?
GG Smash!
I
Smash
smashed
this one, smash
everything.
Gigi, smash this box here.
Wait, where?
Right
Well,
here.
it's
Smash
mine.
this
I
box.
smashed.
You want
Yeah,
some blue?
you did
What's
it.
I did
happening?
it. I smashed.
GG Smash so
Starfish.
good. Good Smash.
There's another
Thank
one.
you.
Smash it.
I'll
I
smash
think,
it.
I think that is
Oh, this is the one
it.
that puts us by the turtles.
That one might already
That's
be
right.
smashed. That one might already be smashed. That one's already
Turtles.
smashed. Okay.
It's
Go
already
dogs.
smashed.
Boo.
We could take
Toilets.
the packing label and then we could know where those people live and then we could rob their house.
Oh my
Wow,
god, that's a good
Gigi.
idea.
Crimes. Committing
Oh.
crimes.
There's
Gigi,
a smashy
no.
here. There's two
Gigi,
smashies.
yes.
GG
there's-
why?
I found a thing in here.
That's a
GG,
smashy.
why?
Gigi, no.
Gigi, yes. What's
Gigi,
smash?
yes.
Commit federal
This smash right here,
crimes.
this box.
GG. Yes, GG.
There's no box here.
Oh, I have a box. Does something
Baby
appear
cave
for you when I do
complete.
that?
Check.
I mean,
What'd you
Weird.
get?
Just some like parts, like
Yeah,
you-
little
those are-
computer
they're
parts or
all
something.
Computer parts.
Alright.
yeah, it's all computer parts over
Yes.
There might be like a medicine and a soda, but
Somebody smash!
oh my
GG
God.
smash. GG.
Slow bro in
GG
chat.
smash.
Slow,
You guys
bro.
smash some turtles, so then you can make a sled out of them.
GG.
Make
There's
a sled.
also a collectible in one of the boxes.
Wait, how do I wash blood off?
Yeah, go in the
In
water.
You-
the water
can-
for swimming.
I'm swimming, but it's not coming off.
It should.
You gotta
It
scrub
will
a little
never
bit.
come off.
You need a loofah.
You gotta scrub it off a little bit.
Purples.
Where's the turtles? I must kill them.
Oh, I found a ball.
I thought,
Oh no.
the turtle is shaking its head. No, it does not agree to this. It didn't consent. You need to stop.
Hold on, guys.
They're not consenting.
Let's see if I can do it.
No.
Let's see if I can do it. Ready?
Fox.
Guys, you
You
guys know what the
can't
turtles
take
are for?
this.
Look what they for.
No, I don't like this.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Wait, nobody
oh, I have a
saw.
turtle head.
Nobody
I have a
I
turtle
watched
head.
I couldn't find you.
I saw it.
Are you gonna watch me?
don't
Watch
like
me.
I'm
it.
Watch
watching,
me.
I'm watching,
Is
I'm
everyone-
watching, I'm
is everyone
watching.
watching?
Hit me. I am
I'm
bowling.
watching.
Is everyone watching? As Astro, watch me. Watch me.
the baby?
How do you do it? Wait, how do you do it? Wait,
You
how
have,
do you do
you
it?
have to hold it and then you run and jump and then you put it under your butt and then you press the button. So you run,
Under
jump,
your
button.
butt. That is the button.
Run,
Put it on
jump,
your butt
button. Run, jump, button. Whee!
Do I not have one?
Oh,
Where is
Astro! Astro got so much air. Holy shit.
I
That was-
murdered.
That was
but I
actually
don't
super
s-
fun.
I
Chris,
don't
can
think
you-
I
I
wanna
have
do that
one
again.
in my inventory.
And
of
that was
You have to go kill. You
You
have to go
know-
kill a turtle.
I did.
you know what I found the
literally
other day?
just killed a turtle.
Did
Oh
you
my
pick up?
goodness.
Did you pick up the shell though,
Where'd
or
you
did you
find
just
it?
kill the
Look
turtle?
at- Look it. Look
It's in
it.
your
Can you really
inventory?
hear it?
What is it?
It should be
Ooh.
all the way up top.
What is it?
GG, all
What
the way
is
up
it?
top.
It's not
It's
there.
a turtle head.
So we have to kill
What
more
is it?
turtles.
And I
then.
have the body so
is
you
it?
can hold up. Can I put this
I
up in
found
the
the
air
video of you
and then you like
Make
put it
exploding
like-
the cannibal.
look like we're holding?
Oh
the
my!
turtle?
I have
I'm
not
so
been
sorry.
able to
I'm
replicate
stalled.
that.
Making
Oh my
it again.
God,
You
that
make
was
it
insane.
I
stronger
will
and
have to share
better.
it so you can watch it
I-
because it's
Yes.
Here,
hilarious.
GG, you can use mine.
Oh,
Where's
do
GG?
send.
Uh,
Do send.
look
I've
at-
not.
It is
I've
look
been.
at
I
it.
have a
funny.
tennis ball. I'm good.
I've been.
I
I've been
can't
trying
stop
to
pushing
replicate
you. I
that
can't get
ever
close
since,
enough.
but I cannot.
I can't grab it.
It's literally the funniest thing I've ever seen,
That's
possibly in this
low.
game, just because we both simultaneously went, "What did
Here,
you
GG.
do?"
GG.
I've
wait,
really
wait,
been.
wait,
I've really been trying to replicate it, but I can't.
Wait,
It-
how do I take it?
I think it was a once in a
There
lifetime.
should be a.
No,
It was.
no,
With
my
me.
tennis ball.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh god,
Oh yeah. Oh, from here is where it's at.
Oh,
I don't think I
Oh,
can
yeah.
take
Wait,
it.
can
Oh,
you
yeah.
take it?
I want the top.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
hold
yeah,
on, hold
guys.
on, hold on, stay still.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
wait,
I
wait,
just- I
wait,
saw it.
wait,
Oh, wait, why didn't that work?
Wait,
There you
there
go.
we go.
There we go.
Jumping.
And then you run, jump, and then you push the button and
Oh, I thought I would go farther.
Space.
Oh, look, guys, I'm going
Jump right on the
further.
button on your butt. Nope, you didn't do
Oh.
it. You didn't put it under your butt.
How do you put it on your
Goodbye.
butt? What do you press?
You just push the trigger.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Not
I made it
that's
to the
not
water.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. I can do this. I'm smart.
This is it. This is the rest of the stream.
Oh,
Like, get up.
Alright, I need to kill
Get up.
another turtle so I can.
Over here, over here, over here, Xac, over here, Xac, over
Long-term
here.
Where'd you
credit
From
get?
this
to that
cliff,
side.
from this cliff, from this cliff, right here, right here. Yeah, and then Brosif, and then we.
You run, then you jump, and then what do you do?
And then you push the left mouse.
No,
button.
I hit this thing.
That's what
Aw.
I did.
It's a
But
timing.
what's the
You have
button?
to like push.
I-
You have
you
to
have-
push the button as you're in the air.
Like
For me,
punch?
it works. For me, it works the best if you hold it. If you just jump.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Hold it. You hold it down. Sorry, I didn't know
That's
if I said
what
that.
Doing. Okay, hold
Just-
on. Maybe
just
I don't have enough energy. Maybe I need to.
Whack this thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I
gotta
need to
jump.
eat
You gotta. No, you gotta jump and then. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Maybe
sometimes
no.
it doesn't. It's kind of fussy because mine says I have
Oh,
to hit
you
Y
hit
and then
me.
right trigger, and
Someone hit
it's
me.
not doing.
I think you can do it if you're red on it. Let's see. And now?
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
didn't
fussy.
do it. Oh, it is weird. It's not
Yeah,
doing it
see,
anymore.
it's not doing it.
You're right.
It's
You're right.
fussy.
Oh, it did it. I did it.
Yay! Here I go. Goodbye, world.
Like a wolf.
It's doing like a thing, but it's not actually letting me slide.
Oh, where it like does the scooping?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It's
Cold
very
and-
fussy.
Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I'm
How
smart.
could you
I
be
believe
cold
in
with
you.
your bathrobe?
Capable.
Because it's
I'm
cold
also-
at night.
I'm also with.
Nope.
I did it.
Good job.
Good job.
You're the
I
best.
splitted.
You're the best around.
Nothing's gonna ever keep me down.
You're the best. Around.
That will never not be funny to me.
I'm gonna do it again.
Dang
Do
it.
it.
Ready? Ready?
Do it. Do it.
Did you
Ready?
just
What?
Ready?
We're ready.
Do nothing.
did you just do what I think you did?
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know what you think. I'm not in your head. Why would I know what you think?
Oh, come here.
Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it.
oh
Oh
no.
god.
Oh no.
Run away!
Oh no. Oh no.
With your death
no.
sparkler. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no.
Fucking
no.
sparkler of doom.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
sign up for this.
Oh
What is going on?
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
No! Not the adult I want!
no.
Wait, why are you running around with dynamite, Chris?
Ow.
That's why. That's why. Because it's Chris. Also, I threw a tennis ball at him.
Ow.
The punishment is fits the crime.
No.
Wait, if I kill Chris while he's holding the dynamite, will he drop it?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's one way to find out.
It's taking so long to blow
Why
up.
do you
though.
keep moving though? Let me kill you. Stop.
It's taking so long to blow up. Is it even gonna blow up?
Yeah,
No.
I don't
What
know.
is it?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's
It's not
see.
gonna blow up.
I am.
Let's see. I want to see.
I'm just
Are you
gonna...
murdering?
But he's-
Yes.
No, he's down.
But he's got it in his hit. Will it blow up? Wait, what's up with your legs? Why are your legs so like weird?
Ow.
I'm gonna-
Oh, you have pants on.
Oh, I'm cold. That's why.
Ew, pants. Who wears pants?
Why do your legs look weird? Your
My-
pants are weird.
Oh, you have pants on.
My favorite
That's
part
so
is
strange.
there's dynamite. He could blow up. They're all could be together. And I'm standing
It didn't.
here like,
It didn't. It never blew up though.
It's
You
fine.
just throw that.
But what if it did?
It
But it
was not
did
going
not.
to. Oh, thank you.
What the fuck are you doing?
Thanks
You're
for the
welcome.
fire.
What the fuck are you doing?
We're getting warm.
Get out of here.
I was cold as heck.
Oh, I'm hungry.
D.
I will cook. Here you go. Here's food to be cooked.
Human shield.
Oh, I didn't.
Do you
wa-
think that will stop me?
Maybe. No.
No.
Moving target.
Yeah, you strafe back and forth. Chris can't hit you.
That's true. That's true.
Why are you throwing
I've
rocks
learned from
right
Apex.
now?
Yeah. If you strafe from side to side, Chris
hung
can't
up
hit
Together
you.
and touch me. Oh, son of a bitch, he hit me.
He's been
My
practicing.
life is a lot.
Oh, where's your blue box, Chris?
Ha, you missed.
Blue box.
my
box.
my chameleon eyes and my blue box.
Fuck these sheep.
There's food here if you guys want food.
Oh no. Oh, thanks. I will eat. Oh my gosh.
Noms. Bird! Wait, that's not a bird.
Ah,
Bird!
Oh, my hiccups.
Oh,
now I'm
is
gonna
it
add
dead?
jumping. Pro. Hey, Shady David. Yeah, I mean that is what you're gonna hear. Some take your pants off.
Okay,
Ow!
but
Did you
what
just
do I-
spear me, you son of a bitch?
Son of a beach.
Yeah, some kind of ritual around the fire. Yeah, in our bathrobes. We're in
Fire,
a cult of
Shelter, food,
throw a flare at me.
storage.
A meat. Give me the
Clothes.
fiery meat.
Son of beach.
Fiery meat. Ow!
Instead of son of the forest, it's son of the beach.
Oh my god.
Reset collector.
I'm going to eat my
What?
fish.
It's
Ow, you-
cannibals!
What the fuck? I thought it was
What's
Chris.
happening?
I thought it was Chris.
How dare you?
He's
Are
dead!
you-
hurting our
He's dead!
son.
He's dead! He's dead!
Oh.
He can't hurt us anymore. He's dead.
I'm gonna keep hitting him in the butt.
Chop
my
him into
God.
pieces and eat him.
Oh yeah, this looks like cult activity.
We're all in white robes dismembering a body outside.
Ignore the white robes. Ignore the white robes.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Now we make a ritual chant and then we got it.
Oh no.
I'm scared.
Oh.
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 Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
A sacrifice has been made.
I'm
Now give me average.
Jenner, like, fuck this. They're gonna wear our skin neck.
fuck this shit. I'm
Where's
out.
my house?
We all have spears. We all have
Eat.
spears and we're in.
Eat. Eat.
What's going
Eat,
on here?
my
I don't
brother.
know. I don't know what's
Eat,
going on
eat,
anymore. I really
Eat,
don't.
brethren.
Oh.
I
We
am
learned.
concerned.
Oh.
I
Eat.
am hungry
Oh.
though.
I'm
Oh.
He
thirsty.
is
Oh.
making the big boy
Oh.
money. Can confirm.
Can I drink out of
Exactly.
here?
Who's on
Oh.
fire?
No, Chris.
Yes.
Thank you for the follow.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, there's a whole bunch coming at us.
We will set Chris on fire for every follow.
For every follow, we
Oh,
set Chris
another
on fire.
sacrifice. Another sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Another sacrifice. Another sacrifice.
Turf war!
Wait, is she dead?
It's the ropes versus skins. Ropes
Yes,
versus
she's dead.
skins.
It's like volleyball. Or ultimate frisbee.
I don't like this Top Gun montage.
Oh, he's dead now.
Yes.
We need his legs.
Yeah, ropes
Yes.
win.
We need his
Look at
legs.
Ropes covered in
We
blood.
need
Bloody
his legs.
ropes.
Why are you hitting me?
Ow.
I need his legs.
Yaga.
I got his
I took
legs.
the head off. He's headless now.
You can't do
Okay.
anything with hides.
This is fine. This is fine.
GG
Oh.
smash.
GG
Oh.
smash.
GG
I
smash.
have like arms and legs. Oh, I just have a head.
Wow, this escalated.
I can't do it.
Hold on.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
What the hell was the fire just flew on my screen? That was
Flew
something.
where?
Like a
It's
couple
blue
feet
on
away.
mine too for a second when you go through the grass.
It's
was-
blue.
For a
Sorry.
second, if you look at it at the right angle,
Wait, what's the
Interesting.
right
It
angle?
must
We
be
got
both.
smashed.
like down the hill slightly with grass in behind it or in front of it.
The logs like detached and went in like a few feet away. It was really weird.
I don't know. I got nothing. It just looks
Hang
like
on.
fire.
Oh.
to me.
Just fire, yeah.
I can't. I can't. Where's the actual fire though? So I can. Oh, we don't
Oh,
have an
it
actual
ran out.
fire. It's dead. Oh
no.
You smothered it with bodies.
like literally
I
though.
I mean,
It's gone. Reduced to atoms.
I'm so
Ooh.
thirsty, I'm going
To
crazy. I need
non-atoms.
drinkies.
All right.
A fusty.
All right. Let's head back
Can
to
I-
camp, which is over
I have
on the hill.
0. I'm going
I
to
need
die.
to get back to
You're
my
not going to
gazebo,
die,
you
Bros, if there's
guys.
ocean.
Yeah,
next to
GG
us.
can't be far from there.
Can I drink out of that?
Do you
If
not have any?
GG's
Do you
away
not have any
from the
energy
gazebo
drinks?
for too long?
Didn't you pick up energy drinks when we were down there?
For I have a soda.
Yeah.
Drink the
soda.
toader.
So, oh, I drank
Toad.
my sody pop.
Drink
Your
your toad.
toader. Drink your toader.
There's a naked
Toady
lady
pop.
running at me.
There's a man.
Nipples McGee. Nipples McGee. Keep your nipples to yourself. Thank you.
Nipples.
I didn't
COS.
consent.
No nip.
They
Oh,
will
nip
not
no
be
split.
contained.
Oh, look, it's my gazebo. I'm home.
Oh, we're home. That was so fast. Ah.
We
Oh,
did
nip.
it. We
Oh,
did
Tits
it.
McGee! No, thank you. Put them
Should
away.
we go nappy nap?
Yes, but Tits McGee is here
Ow. I just
with her
fell off
titties.
of-
Screaming tits.
I know, screaming tits over here.
Yipping and yapping with the tits out. Sounds like a good
Give me
time.
your
Nipping
teetsies.
and napping.
Oh
Give
my
me
god,
your
I'm trying to
teetsies.
get her to
Nuts.
explode again, but I
It's
can't.
the
I don't think I can
nip
do it.
I'm just gonna hang out with Yaga.
Someone say
here.
titties? Yeah, she got her tits out.
This is the titty free zone.
Aw,
Hi,
really?
chaos.
Ain't no titties.
Ain't no
Aw.
titties when
No
she's
titty yabbing.
gone.
She's gone.
Ain't
Hey,
no
thirsty.
titties when she's gone. Hey, who's hitting me?
Who hit? Oh,
There's
it's
no
definitely
water.
not. Oh no.
That we died.
Guys.
Okay, there's a lake right nearby that you can drink out of. Like it's literally on the other side of our little fence. Bless you.
Oh, I drank a soda.
Thank
If
you.
Tits out
Oh, that
for
surprised me.
Harambe? No tits out for Harambe. Harambe
Ooh.
would be very sad.
Harambe says
Harambe would be
Alright, sleep.
100% happy.
Sleep, sleep, sleep.
Big C.
Harambe says
gazebo.
Twitch TOS says no.
Yeah, Harambe's a big believer in TOS.
Who's
so.
not sleep?
Instead of TNA,
Me.
it's TOS.
Who's the problem?
Me.
It's
I
me.
mean,
Hi, I'm the problem.
All right, who
It's
needs
me.
water? If anyone needs water, follow
I
me.
I need water.
Is
Well,
this
Twitch
where you
TOS
had the
doesn't
old
seem
camp?
like Alaska. I don't know.
Wait,
if
wait,
this
are
is
you
our
trying to
camp.
say it's baptism time? Is that what's
Oh, is
happening?
this the same
in
camp
our
you had
cult?
before?
Yes,
What?
this is.
So I'm thirsty.
We're in that one. I know where we are.
So yeah, so
then.
you can
Oh,
drink out of here,
baptism.
Gigi. You can drink out of this water here,
Fish is poop in here,
Oh.
but you can drink it.
but you can drink.
glug
it.
glug glug glug.
The swim
Oh.
swim.
Wait, why? Where's?
Oh.
It's not letting me drink water.
I drink out of this one all the time. Why is it not letting me?
Water?
Do I have to
There
get
it
this
is.
stuff out?
Sometimes
It
it's
isn't
like
working.
Yeah,
Stand
sometimes
in
it's like
certain spots.
stupid.
But now I hunger. Cheapers.
I
creepers.
hunger for flesh.
I hunger. The way you all threw
Uh-oh,
yourself
oh,
into that
oh.
song. Listen, if somebody's gonna ask who the problem is, it's really the only way.
That's
to
the only,
respond.
yeah.
Oh, I can put stuff on
The water made me go.
here.
The water was not my friend. Species
Species?
Hunger.
must reset.
Oh,
Okay,
I
reset.
need rope.
You can make rope in this one,
need-
which you
I
can't
think
do
I
in
can
the other one.
stab this fish. Come here, fish.
Oh,
I am not
Coral
a
is
I don't think I have enough
Stupid.
stuff.
Zaz, it
Why
is
am
not
I
being
so
very
bad
nice
at
to you
this?
I need
today.
more logs for
I
my
got
gazebo.
The gazebo.
I got a whole
My
bunch. You
gazebo.
I am
fall off.
not the best fisher person. I'm going to fisher
Oh,
jail.
this is what
I cut so many. You done with those?
Yeah, listen.
Blah blah blah. Blah
Blah,
blah
blah,
blah.
blah.
Blah blah blah.
Alright, let's go cut some more.
Gigi
Let's go.
became
Here's the-
Taz.
Here's the problem. Those
It's me.
logs have been just scattered across the entire forest. I don't know where they are.
Man,
Oh,
if only
because
we had a
these
Kelvin.
trees are.
Are you log shaming? Telling those logs they've been all over the place.
Wow.
No. The logs
Never,
can go wherever they want. It's
never.
just hard for me to gather them if I can't see them.
Well, there's a whole
This is
sledge
the
right
first
here.
try.
That's what I've been.
Get
Oh,
off
that's
of
what
here.
you're
Right,
looking
getting wrecked,
This
red.
is fine.
Ah.
Come here, rabbit. Stop running. Stop. You're so fast.
Oh, I'm really bad at that. No, no. Oh my god, he's so fast. I am not fast. Come get stabbed.
Eh.
Why are you so good at running? I lost him. I lost him. He's in the wind.
Eh.
You win this time, rabbit.
Look, Gigi, I'm cutting logs and doing it. I'm
And
doing it.
Probably
Pinkies.
next time.
Oh my god, I'm tired though. Hold on, I gotta take a breather.
I need a breather. It's rough. It's rough out there.
It's the dongle out there.
I mean, I'm tired too, but let's be honest. Gazebo
Lesbian?
takes precedent.
Lesbian?
Yeah. Lesbian.
Oh.
Can I not
Let's
drink?
be honest. Gibbs here.
Wait, actually, how many logs? We only
Oh.
need 18 more logs.
Did you
Oh,
just
wait.
throw?
Oh, I
Why
got
is
you.
it so
I got you.
bloody? Why is it so bloody?
Why is what so bloody?
He gave me a
Oh god,
deer
they're
head, and
attacking
it's, like,
me.
coated
They're
in
attacking
blood.
me.
Oh.
Help me.
Where are you?
Where did you find this?
Oh.
Oh,
What
okay.
is happening right now?
Chris is really invested in this roleplay right now.
It's like having a dog that's just like out doing,
got it.
doing
Good
God
job.
only knows
And
what.
it just
You're
like
"Where did
brings
you
dead
find
bodies
it?"
back to you, and you're like, "Thanks, buddy."
Like, "Dang, that's great. Where did you find this?
Oh.
I didn't really want that, but you know what? You did a great
Thanks,
job.
thanks, buddy. Good
You
job.
sure did do it. You did that
Oh.
thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
did.
god.
Okay, hold on. Look, I'll give it a place of
Oh.
honor on the
Chris.
house. There you go. Oh, you got another one? Oh, wow.
Absolutely hate it.
Wow. Oh, you got another one. A lizard this time. Wow.
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 Look at
That's
that.
nice.
you did.
You sure did. You did. That thing that you did. There it is. All right. He's gonna bring me like one of your heads next, and it's just gonna traumatize me. Scared.
With the bathrobe still attached to it.
Hey, you guys, we've got friends. We've got big friends. Big
Coming.
armsy
Oh,
friends.
yes, we do have armsies. All right,
Oh,
guys,
it's
let's see if we
armsies.
can load them in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll
You'll see.
Well, they gotta experience them. You
You'll
know,
see.
It's part of the experience.
Oh, look at those guys.
Yeah, those
Look at
are. Chris, go make
The
friends.
noble
Those were definitely some
armsies
dudes.
travel across the
Chris,
plains.
go get their head. Chris, get their head. You can get their head.
Astro, what are you doing?
Astro lit them on fire.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Astro. Yeah.
Good job. Now run them through the thing. Nice,
Oh
nice,
my God,
nice,
look at
nice,
that.
nice. Good job, Astro.
Nice.
Good job.
Oh, you can reset it. And then
Oh,
run it
it's
I
on
don't,
down.
have a, I don't have a stick. All right, come
I
see
got
if
it,
we
I
can
got
get
it.
through this one.
Gross.
Sticks. Okay, it's reset.
Here's another one.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
They're really mad at the wall.
Nice. He got this one's down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
is
our
not?
trusty cave dog is missing everything.
Oh, look at this wiggly piece.
Oh, he broke it.
What?
Oh,
He broke
Wow,
it.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that happen. I can't. Yeah, I've never. I won't
I'm
pick you up,
dying.
but
No,
I'm scared.
bros.
I got you.
No.
bye forever.
No, you're fine.
What do you
You're
feel?
fine.
Bye forever.
We have to rebuild.
Bye,
We
everybody.
must rebuild.
It tweeted itself into the sun. It yeeted.
Yeeted
Wait,
but not
what?
yeeted.
I didn't. What did I
Oh.
not notice?
Oh.
Something got yeeted into the
What did you-
sun.
Okay, I
Oh.
took that head. Thank you.
Yeet.
Okay, Cave Chris, you can take these guys' skin and wear it.
And wear it.
You can wear it.
Jeep.
Make
It'll
a arm
They
It'll
don't
man.
have
cover
heads,
your
you
robe.
You can take.
It does cover your robe, unfortunately. Yeah.
Deerskin. I need that for my couch on my gazebo.
Gazebo. Gigi Zebo.
Oh.
There we go.
Wait, I gotta build stairs again. Or are you gonna
Look
connect
at
them
my
to-
flesh.
There's
I
a
don't
lot of
want
things
to,
that are
don't
gonna
make
happen
me.
here.
Chris.
Ooh.
Oh,
Like
look at
they
my
did.
cloth number.
Is it 69?
Nice.
I like
I
your
only
flesh
need
arm as well.
Thank you for adding that quote for it again. Thank you.
We need 7 more logs.
7
Oh.
more logs.
Oh.
Come on,
Actually-
11.
6 more. Oh, because I'm also collecting.
I love that neither one of us stopped walking forward till the game just forced us apart.
Yeah, 6 more.
Got more friends.
we go move.
I don't. Are they doing
That sound just scares me every time.
Oh,
I don't know because it's just like disembodied
Gotta love it.
noise.
You dumbass.
What is
My God.
happening?
4 more
It
logs.
looks like you're stabbing him in the dick.
oh,
3 more logs.
Have fun. Oh, I'm out of sticks.
Oh.
I
Fix
must
that.
go. My trap people need me.
6, please.
I just.
I was out of sticks.
I have a log. Wah.
A
Wang.
lizard? Oh, he ran away.
I have the last log. Do you have 2 logs?
Oh.
I do
I
not.
was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
cut him up.
God damn it, Astro.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
God damn it, Astro.
I was
No,
on
no.
the stairs, so I didn't want.
I don't know
didn't
for what reason,
want
but
to accidentally hit
damn.
the stairs.
We need the one more
I left it
log.
there like a cat.
So proud.
More sticks.
Alright, I got this tree. I got this tree.
I'm gonna
Eh?
go look
Careful,
for...
we're very close to the fence, so be careful which way it's
Oh,
going
don't
to
worry.
fall.
Don't worry about it. It's gonna fall that way.
I'm going to go look for...
Oh my god, it did. Okay, perfect.
For what?
I don't know, I was like,
Yago, what are you looking
I mean,
last
like
log!
just like I
looking for
planned.
fish.
Uh-huh,
So I can hang
uh-huh.
more, because I think we're going
It's
through
exactly as I planned.
quite a bit.
Well, there's 6 of us, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm checking the traps.
We did it.
I just got an
This one
achievement. You should be
fine.
looking for Timmy. Listen, I built 2 gazebos.
Don't tell me how to live my life, game.
I will do what I want.
Don't tell me how to parent. What's happening? What did
Now,
oh, you're making a friend? Oh, Virginia.
Meet Virginia.
Timmy is dead.
Dave Chris has met
Probably.
Virginia.
Oh, it's not this thing. It's the thing behind it.
No, I know that's Virginia.
That's
behind him.
Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah,
What if I make like
this is just a blue dude.
bridges?
He's fine. He's not a problem.
What's
But yeah,
Virginia?
A
She's
mutant.
special.
It's
She's
the
special.
west kind.
Table.
She's a special little gumdrop of love.
I could make a floor.
Okay.
And 3 vaginas, but you know, who's counting?
We could make a platform. Ooh, a tree bridge. Cute.
Yeah.
Thought how many vaginas is too many? 3 might be the answer.
Maybe.
The answer.
I would
might
have
be
said-
kind,
I would have said 2, but if 3, like, yeah.
Oh,
I
oh.
don't know how
3
to
is
Ugh.
definitely a solid answer.
Define
Yeah,
too
yeah.
many.
Like
More
for one person to have.
than 1.
Yeah.
Eat. I missed question.
Meet
Oh, I didn't miss it.
Virginia.
Oh, she's on
Hold on.
I
fire.
can't wait to
And
meet
eat.
Virginia. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna. Chris is. Don't look at me. I am resetting traps. Do not look at me with your little baby arms.
She said. She said.
On my
Oh.
screen, she wasn't. So it
I
was just
thought-
her standing there.
Oh, she was
looking
flawless
at
for
us.
me.
platform?
I'm underwater and taking her skin.
So
This
Maya,
is
it's
gonna
okay.
poison the water hole. I don't
Oh,
like it.
we're fine.
It's fine.
Someone's poisoned the water hole with vaginers.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
I'm traumatized.
Don't drop their spear.
I did.
Drop it or
My Britney
throw it
Spears.
aggressively.
Drop
There
it like
is.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa! There we go. Holy crap!
Whoa, oh, Golem.
Golem.
Snaggle. Why are you still standing? How are you still standing?
Yeah. What?
Okay, Elton John. I got you.
I'm still standing out.
Better than I ever would.
I'm still standing.
Surviving.
Where's our
Yeah,
fire?
yeah.
Feel like a little kid.
I'm still
How do we
standing.
keep not having fires, guys? Come on. It's the one thing we need.
I am building
Well,
platforms right
I'm
now.
sorry that I didn't start the fire.
And inside the
Oh
fire,
my god.
there's a heaven. And inside the fire, I should inside the fire.
Yes.
Jeez.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
I mean, obviously it's gonna work.
The next question is, do we go in the next cave that's right next to us?
Yes.
What? Cause
I was trying to jump, it wasn't going.
what if? Hear me out. We made a whole town of gazebos.
And they just all connected to each other?
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cute.
Actually sounds amazing.
Doesn't it?
Oh, do I need? Hold on. Huh?
Just a bunch of Minecraft villagers over here.
Getting ready for the Minecraft server. Come on.
I know.
Yes.
I need to make some arrows. Yes.
And then head bomb. Head bomb.
How does one
Okay.
make arrows?
Sticks and feathers.
Dicks and
I thought you
dicks?
said dicks. Yeah, I heard dicks.
I 100% said sticks
Quiz.
and feathers.
Quiz.
Huh?
Quiz.
Did you really?
I
I made
did.
you a gift.
How do you? Okay, I'm smart.
Okay, so you hit I to open your inventory, and then you right click on your stick, and then you right click on 5 feathers, and then you right click on the cog in the middle.
Right.
Oh my god.
Stick.
Yeah, but think of the side.
Should be up top.
Fine.
Oh, Chris, one of your friends is over here. He's running up behind you. Run away,
Wait, let's
Chris,
try
run
to
away!
Try to get him to blow up.
Oh god, you almost killed us, bro. Oh Oh my god.
I'm really trying to get him to
Oh, he
explode.
kicked me when he went down.
Oh my god, why can't I get him to explode?
We are in a
again?
Minecraft village. Wait, where is everybody?
Around.
Everywhere. We had an intruder, and oh, you exploded that bird. Something fierce.
So, wait, how do I make a spear? Is there
Um,
way?
You have to go hit me, baby.
I
one
think it's
more
just two
time.
sticks.
Becky.
Bow, dow, dow.
back. Young goose. Young goose.
Old
Yeah, we
goose
play-
Young goose.
is me.
Young goose.
Young goose. Hi.
It's a
I'm
very
the
young goose.
Oh,
Awoo.
I'm thirsty.
I thirst for blood.
I thirst for water.
Mom, I'm thirsty.
Mom, I threw up.
Jeez, just make
Mom,
it
I
weird, Gigi.
threw up.
That's what I'm here for. Throwed up.
I
I
float
threw
up.
up.
I got the raw fish.
I did throw up today.
You did.
It wasn't a fun
Oh.
throw up.
Oh no, it's spoiled.
It was a little bit of a lot of things.
Oh, I have creepy armor.
How do I?
Am I
make
creepy?
this?
Yes.
Oh.
Ready, ready, ready. It
You
screamed.
dropped it.
It screamed.
I will never ignore you, Andy.
Money. Hello, bird.
Do some sticks.
Okay, so everyone should grab some food, and we should go throw ourselves in a cave.
Throw ourselves.
Yeah, throw. Big throw.
Okay, I have 3 fish. How do how do I carry water with me?
Oh, you need
You
a
need to
water
make-
skin.
Yes.
How do
Out
I
of deer
that?
skin and rope.
Oh. I don't have those things.
Rope you can make with cloth.
I've been just using all my deer skins to make a couch.
Well, consequences of your actions.
I don't know what you're talking about. It
No,
seems
no.
like the right.
Gigi,
Yeah.
where are you?
Hold
Right,
on.
right here. I just put a deer skin here for you.
Oh, thank you.
You
I made
make it
the rope. Wait, where?
right here on the skin rack. Where we keep our skins.
Where we keep
No,
skins.
it's the one in the middle.
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying to get.
I poorly.
I
This is
can't
the
get.
panic. The panic.
Oh, Warly.
Poorly. Hello, how was your
What
day?
if? Hold on,
Poorly?
hold on. What if I?
Oh, I got it. I did it.
Okay, I was
did
like,
it.
what if I take the other ones? Would it make it easier?
And then I do that, and then I do. Where did my rope go? There it is. Wait,
Poorly, how's the day?
I need 2 deer skins.
Okay, okay. I think
And so
I have.
far, what about you?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I have another one here. I just put it there.
Got my
for you.
hair steamed. Feeling good.
Uh-huh.
We're getting close to the
Uh-huh.
color I want to be, so
Oh.
it's good.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. There we go.
lady. She's dead. Oh no,
Oh, there.
she's dead.
Oh,
Y'all
no.
dead.
Amazing.
Oh,
Y'all
titty.
dead.
Oh, wait.
Team titty.
Y'all dead.
Y'all dead.
Team.
Poorly, have you been?
Y'all dead.
Okay.
Y'all dead.
Yeah, we never finished that one.
We need to. Yeah, we gotta do that.
Oh, white. Y'all dead.
Burb.
There you are.
Can I make him explode? Can I make him explode? I missed.
Upset her,
I missed again. Amazing.
ma'am.
I missed.
Maybe it's
Evening
because
has
the
been nice.
katana.
So did you
Was it the katana
It
that I
was the
made?
katana.
finally? Did you get the weekend to
That might be
yourself?
the secret.
Did you feeling very
Mm.
comfy? Very nice. Are you gonna
Right.
get something? Are you gonna
Burn
get something nice
her.
to eat or do
Burn
something
the
nice
witch!
or just veg out on a show or
Google
movie or something?
Oh.
For game?
This has gotten weird.
Gotten weird.
This is the point where it's gotten weird, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
This was the weird point, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
This is
Full
where we're
box
straight
are
off the course.
empty.
This
How
is the
do
point.
I put water
Oh.
in the water?
You have to go up to a water source with the water skin equipped.
Equipped in your hand, yeah.
Gigi, you almost died. You
I
almost
didn't
died.
though.
But did you die?
I fear for you.
Listen, I'm
100%
not paying
probably gonna get-
attention.
Ooh,
I'm just here to make
That sounds
gazebos.
really
I
nice,
still fear
actually.
for you. Zafia, it is strong.
How do
Right
I see
Good,
you,
good, good.
sir.
How do I get through another year? How do how?
How do
No
I?
words,
Oh.
word.
How
I
do I
know,
put
right?
water in water
That
skin?
sounds
It's
really
the
good.
same as drinking. It's just
Oh.
you have to
You have to have it in your
right there,
hand, yeah.
When it goes up, when you go up to it, it should prompt you. It's
Oh,
the
there
water
it is.
over here. Yeah, it gets weird. You gotta stand in certain spots.
Oh.
It's just the.
Oh.
Esther, do you
Oh.
want to bring that back
What
again?
you got? What is that? Is that
Is
a
it
chipmunk
full?
or a squirrel?
Oh.
It's not a rabbit. Chip squirrel? Squirrel
Oh.
monk?
Holds water. Polluted water. Wait,
Go stick it
okay.
on the house.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
I have a pot. Do I use that to make water not bad water?
Yes. Yes, you can do that.
Oh shit, I didn't do it. Wait, why?
But Rila, I don't think it really matters ultimately. Like it doesn't seem to do damage or anything. Do I have sticks? I do. I have one stick. I have just enough
Why does
stick
he swing sideways like that?
to trophy.
You gotta look down. I feel like the series you gotta look down when you do it.
Where did I drop that?
I'm literally
Let me get
okay. That he's not even swinging. There you go.
How do I?
Bam.
How do I? Ow!
Right there.
We're
I'm on
so
fire.
extra while we're cutting his limbs off.
I'm on fire.
It's about sending the message.
It is about sending a message.
There we go.
Get off my server. I'm better than you.
Better than you.
Better than
Oh my
you.
god.
Get off my server.
Oh.
I
But we're
can't
good,
pick up
Pearly,
my
we're
pot
good, we're good.
again,
Oh.
so I guess that's where it lives now.
Oh, is that what all the servers are gonna be named? I'm better than you.
I'm better than you. Get off my server.
Oof.
Oh.
It's so dark.
It is nice.
What's down here? What's being built down here?
Oh,
Who's got their
someone's got
walkie-talkie
the
on?
radio. The radio.
Radio.
The good old Walkman.
Walking and
Walkman.
talking.
The
Joseph
Walkman. Who
Walking and
cooked
talking.
food?
I mean, I took the little because we were gonna go to a place. I
No,
took
no,
free
no,
food.
that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I should have been more specific. Who put their pot on the fire to make food?
I put the pot on the fire to make water.
The pot
and
on the
I
fire.
couldn't figure out
Oh.
how to make water.
Well, I
Why
drank
did you
it, so
pick the
thank you
pot
for the
back
clean
up?
water. You have to leave it until it like pops up a little interact button.
Oh,
What's
So
that?
you pick up the
Oh.
thing,
Oh.
pick up the pot,
Oh.
and then you fill it with water
Oh.
first.
Oh.
I
Oh, wait,
can't
wait, wait.
pick up the pot.
Oh.
Why?
There we go.
I need a pot.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Ow.
Oh. Oh.
It worked. Look.
Oh.
The chanting worked.
Oh no! Let me on fire.
All right, guys, I put everything in my inventory in the pot, so when it cooks, Chris has to drink it.
It's like,
Like
we'll do it.
kamikaze.
Everybody add stuff.
Everybody fill
add
it.
something.
Everybody fill it. If you have stuff, fill it. So Chris has to eat it.
There we go. What else?
I have a lot of things. I don't want to put my
No,
entire inventory
put them in
in
there.
One of everything.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I almost did though. I was
Oh.
like, sure.
Yeah. Is there everybody add a little bit of something? It's like stone soup. It's cannibal stone soup. Oh.
So it'll disintegrate, and then there will be an icon over the bowl that says you can drink it. Chris is just covered in blood. No, there's no eat. There it is, Chris. I can eat it now.
Alright.
Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat
Eat
it.
it, eat it, Chris. Eat it.
Eat it,
Here,
eat it, eat it, eat it.
Oh.
He dabbed. He straight
Down.
All right, so whoever picked up the thing can go fill it with regular water and then
Yeah,
bring
it
that
was
over
me.
here. Yeah,
Oh.
Cause it's my pot.
yeah. So bring your pot over here.
Our pot. What do you mean?
No, it's mine.
This is a family.
We want to make sure that we feed him the special soup all the time. so he can dab to his heart's
This
content.
special
Special
soup.
Krista, hello, welcome in. How are you?
Oh,
That's the only way that he can dab is if he drinks
Oh.
The special
soup.
soup.
And that's how you know when he's happy is when he dabs.
When he dabs, there you go.
He did a full body dab.
So stupid.
I did it.
Oh my gosh. How was your day? How was your day? And how was your stream yesterday? How many Koroks did you get? I need to
I'm gonna
know.
boil all this water, you guys.
Boil
Clorox.
it.
I'm like, yes, bleach, good.
oh,
Oh.
oh,
There you go.
Making
And then
water. No, don't put stuff in it.
oh,
don't put stuff in it.
oh,
Don't put stuff in it. I need water.
Oh, we have a Virginia. I don't know why my
Oh.
thing's doing that.
oh,
We've got a
Big
Virginia. Over here.
Virginia.
oh.
Yeah, we've got a flashlight guy literally chilling here.
I'm resetting the trap. It is reset.
Oh,
Wait, can I hit this guy without it exploding? Oh, I can.
I'm scared to get close. I don't get stabbed. I don't know what to
Okay.
say.
Wait, Virginia's over here though. Yeah, Virginia's over here.
What about this round?
She's just vibing.
Where's
She's just vibing. What's Virginia? Oh.
She's
Would you like-
vibing.
Would you like to
Meet
meet?
Virginia.
Would you like to meet Virginia?
that's good.
No, she has too many legs.
She has 3 vajayjays. That's why we
She's
call her
vagina.
Virgina.
I don't see. Oh, way out there.
You don't see her vaginas? I'll show you. Come here, Virginia.
She
The
has
grunts
too
are
many
killing me.
legs.
Oh, I
Oh.
don't know if that's how you can't just go up and be like, come here, let me show them all your vaginas.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, she's on
Fire sounds for me.
She will show her
Whoa.
vajayjays when she goes to charge at you. Like that. Ah!
Whoa.
Jesus fucking Christ. I should have almost died.
What the hell was that?
What was that? Who threw a grenade?
We'll give you one guess as to who threw that dynamite. I watched that all happen from afar.
Once it wasn't me, so
Oh my god, I'm deaf.
I know. What the fuck happened?
I'm just standing here watching all the chaos like, alright, and now Chris is throwing things again.
Yep.
Oh my
Blowing
god.
up himself and his friends.
I don't know what just happened there. It like jumped into the air.
Yeah, for me,
There's just a
I thought
bug
it attacked.
here.
Give
No,
me
I
your
thought it
flash.
It literally like leaped in the air and like pounced on me.
Cut its head off.
I did.
What are we doing?
We're gonna.
Or making
Oh, there
a
you go.
dog.
Take it. Oh.
Whoa.
Chris is so excited right now.
Whoa.
He's got
Oh, oh,
I was playing.
oh.
Ew.
Flames
I got my
on the
flash.
side of my face.
Oh.
So gross.
I
Then I don't
have
know
it.
where that. My scream. I'm sorry.
I don't know where my where all of my food.
Didn't mean
went
to
that
interrupt your
I-
bass playing.
No.
I need one more.
Why hasn't it rained? I'm taking personal offense.
As long as the kids are safe. I don't know. I don't know if we're safe. Guys, my new headset didn't come today. I'm sad. I was really hoping it was gonna come
Rude.
today.
Guys,
Oh,
we've
that's
got weird blue men. The blue man group has come in, but
Oh, I'm
they're not wearing
cold.
clothes. They are not
And
wearing clothes.
wet.
Oh, he's dead.
Whoa.
I'm
The
just
double.
reading what the prompts say.
Can
The
we
double there.
Can we take a second to talk about how in the new game they robbed us by not having this trap?
Yes, the happy birthday trap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The traps in the new
I-
game kind of suck.
They really do. I haven't tried the turtle one, but the other ones seem to do.
Oh no,
Turtle
but the
Right.
water's done.
Oh.
I'm sad.
Yes.
My heart breaks.
Yeah. How do I empty my water skin?
Oh, you have to drink,
Drink
it.
it. You gotta drink it. Oh
Well,
no!
You're dying. Thank you so much for the follow.
Hello, Trump. How
There
are
you go,
you?
good job.
I love that emoji. So cute.
Wait, did I?
You
pick up-
still
Oh,
can't
I
hunger.
did.
Oh my goodness.
Boats. Hi, Tren.
Boom.
Boats.
Bye.
Oh, that's
Oh, my
a
base
rock
section can
fish.
wait as long as you're having fun. Oh, I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast with my friends.
I'm hitting
Oh
this
my
thing right in the
God,
butt
Chris,
crack.
thank you.
Friends,
Son of a beach.
Use
What did
this-
I did
There it
nothing.
is.
I have an arm.
I also
No.
have this head and I don't know how to hang it.
You can't
Aw.
hang the heads. The heads are only good for bones and skulls.
No, you can hang them.
Oh yeah, but you can't.
Only
Yeah, they're
bones.
stupid. That's, yeah.
Only
You
bones.
gotta hold on. So you gotta
How?
do this.
Yeah, Chris keeps saying that he can't.
I don't know how. I don't know where
Like,
the recipe
literally,
is.
like, you put
Here
it
it
up
is.
there.
I put it up for you. You just gotta stick it on there.
Ooh.
Oh my god,
Stick it.
Forley, I will
You gotta pick it up off the floor.
metaphorically
Oh.
ban you. Hi,
Oh.
Tram,
How are
welcome
you
in. How are
today?
you?
There you
Tripoli,
go.
hello, welcome in.
There's
How are
your
you?
whatever that is. There it is. No
What'd you get?
cursing. Oh
Oh, a
my
Litten?
god.
Not bad,
What's
not
a
bad,
curse?
not bad.
No cursing.
Not a
is
bad
the
starter.
curse.
Fuck.
I will leave it to you guys to curse for me
Why can you not curse?
Shit, fuck.
because it was a redemption.
Why, what did
It
I
doesn't-
do?
Wait, well, can we curse still? I'm assuming, yeah.
Yes, you guys can.
I
I
will
cannot.
curse so
I
many.
am.
Imagine being allowed to curse on your own stream. Imagine.
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
How do you think I should connect
I've
my
never
two
sworn a day in my
gazebos?
life.
You should connect them
Andy,
via Bluetooth.
Hey,
you guys,
Beautiful
Bluetooth.
I am also not allowed to curse.
Oh no, I
be
don't have that. Channel point redemption.
I could not have that. I would die of not being able to curse.
I would die of not
100%
being able to speak.
couldn't Not
Yeah.
even do that.
It is definitely a problem. Does
It
anybody
becomes.
have a deer
then creative.
skin?
I might have just. grown over
I
here.
only have rabbit.
I just need one more deer skin.
What is it for before I sacrifice it?
My
The couch.
couch.
Oh my
god.
Whoa.
I don't have one anyway.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
So let's sleep. So it's a day.
Get.
Ba-da-da-da. Sleepies.
We go sleeping.
Sleepies. Everybody go to sleep in the paper bed.
Everybody sleep now.
Sleep.
Also save. Just a reminder.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
Save.
Are you heathens?
Do a
Dave.
save V. Do a save V.
Bill saves.
God forbid your
I can't
PC
see.
crash and you lose everything.
True.
Oh,
Who could have had that
no.
happen twice during stream?
Couldn't possibly. Does anybody need creepy armor? I have so
You
much.
need creepy
on
armor.
I have so many creepy armors.
No, you can use 10 creepy armors.
10 creepy armors.
Yeah.
If you're wearing some, the pink little spots next to your health.
Is your
armor.
armors.
Oh.
Alright, cave.
There's some
We go cave.
Driving.
Wait,
I
they
need
don't
to
have
use
any
things.
food.
Go to the food and get some food.
There's no food.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
there's food the arms, legs, fish, meat.
Oh,
all
there
of it.
wasn't
Pick
last night.
food.
I'm just
Pick
saying.
your food.
We killed some
Take
things.
your poisonous food.
I need to drink water. I run
Drink
to
your drink.
water. Oh my god, I almost ran into the trap.
Water.
Water.
What
What
if I
are
go
you
to the
doing,
bird?
Step Bro?
Water.
Also, check
Wait,
your inventory
what?
for soda and
How?
snacks. Snacks do food.
I have. Oh.
What?
I don't
Chris
know.
Oh no. I was like, did Chris kill you? Was it
I
Chris?
don't know.
What?
Hi, baby
No.
Goldie.
I don't know.
A hunk of leg? Good old hunk of leg.
Oh, that was
Like
a rock.
I feel like it.
I thought that was a rabbit.
That was a rough.
You're a rabbit. Wait, where did we go?
Watch out, there's a little
Mans.
posse coming in.
There's mans
Oh.
coming.
Not the mans. We should not trust Gigi with fire. That is correct. Hello,
Oh,
sir.
Wow, we got a party over here.
Yeah, it's
Turf war.
there's a little bit of yeah.
Turf war?
Man, gross. I know.
Should
it's
we be
disgusting.
concerned that these are like Ken dolls downstairs? Like they're very graphic with the vagines and the ladies.
They don't
And
like
the
men.
tits.
They don't like
Yeah,
men,
guys
apparently.
have nothing.
I mean, but let's be real. I'd be fucking terrified if there's a man swinging his arms
they were
and
just-
dick at me.
Exactly.
That
so
is
scary.
an accurate statement.
I would be terrified.
This thing would be next level
Like,
terror. with
please
dicks
put that
moving
away,
around.
sir.
Saying.
I'm
Please,
swinging
sir.
like.
I like this chair.
Especially
Can I
when they
sit
jump
in
at your
it?
face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
Ooh. Like,
I'm
I got
good.
a soda.
I would poop my pants. I would poop my pants.
I would never be here.
Ooh, there's stuff here.
Armsy.
Astra's got a friend. You got a friend
water.
in me.
Hello, sir.
You got a friend in me.
Coming. Oh, Lottie coming. Oh, Lottie coming. Oh, Lottie
Oh,
got me.
Ow.
He just
Oh,
threw a
Lottie
flat
got
flaming
me.
tennis ball. Oh my lord.
Hush.
Oh my
Wait, no.
Lanta. He's yeeting tennis balls. It's very disrespectful.
Who's on fire? Why are people
I
on
have
fire?
friends.
He's throwing flaming
friends.
tennis balls.
I have friends.
Oh God, Virginia.
It's not in Virginia. It's an army.
Wait, no, that's not Virginia. That's the arms, dude.
This is getting out of control.
I don't have any
Get
Molotovs.
it.
Are they fighting?
No, they're on same team.
Sir,
Oh my goodness. I don't have the equipment for this. Hold on.
I don't like it.
Wait a
Get
second,
your
I
butt out of here.
He's dead. Oh,
I
he's dead.
literally just lit a Molotov.
There we
Okay,
go.
well,
Ah, what the fuck? Why
I shot him
me?
with my arrows.
are you good?
I
You
shot
got-
him
okay.
real good. I want
Okay.
my arrows back.
Why
Can I have
did
my
he
arrows
single
back?
me out there?
He just didn't like you.
Oh, come on,
Helicopter
now it's
cannibal. no,
now
thank
it's
you.
a Virginia coming.
Helicopter,
Wait, now I can't skin.
helicopter.
It like took me out of the skinning thing, and now I can't skin it.
Nothing would be more terrifying than a helicopter.
Why not you?
cannibal.
But why? But Virginia? Virginia's coming for the
Miss
action.
Virginia.
Oh, she's showing her VJJs? Ah! No,
Put
not
those
me!
away! Put those away!
Ma'am, I'm gonna need
She's
you to.
presenting. She's presenting them.
Ah, she's crispy.
Crispy for JJ.
Oh my
Chris
goodness.
P for JJ.
Are you just
I can't
walking
tell-
around with the trouble?
Madam.
Look at my ear! Look at my ear!
I see it. I see it, Brosa.
Gosh.
I want to have my arrow stick. Thank
Which
I
is
need
this?
this game.
Chris, look at my ear.
What?
Oh,
Brosa, go put
Look
it
at
on the
my ear.
house. Brosa, go put it on
Bird.
the house.
my goodness.
What is happening?
Alright, so now everybody has to eat and heal up and gather stuff again so we can go in this cave.
Oh,
Got an extra finger.
oh.
Goodness.
Oof.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
This,
Oh, where did
Listen.
all of my armor go? It's not in my. I don't
It's
see
gone,
You
gone.
got hit.
Break, eventually
You
it's
got
gonna
hit,
break.
yeah.
Adam.
Well, it still says that I have 4.
That it's
Yeah,
on
that-
you.
yeah, it's
but
how
I
many
just
times
don't see it on my. Oh, I guess I see it on my arms now. I just didn't see it when I did the animation.
Oh.
Bull. Bull.
Buh?
Bull.
Buh?
Bull.
Brosa, do you need a hook? Do you need me to do a hook?
Here, I think I can.
How do I make a spear?
I don't know which one it is though, so you'd be
stick?
faster.
Okay.
A
And
stick? I don't have any stick. Hold on.
sticks all over
It's
here.
this
It's all
one.
mainly sticks.
Oh, Decorative skull?
Yeah,
No.
no, it's this one.
If you equip them, it'll tell you everything you need. Like if you put it in your little.
Oh,
craft-
beautiful. Amazing. Look at that
We-
ear.
Here.
Look at it.
Look at this hand.
Look at this ear and not a butthole.
It's
Ear
definitely
hole?
not a butthole. What's underneath?
What if it's a
Damage.
butthole?
It's just nothing underneath.
Burning weapon.
Barn.
I just want weak spear?
Folds of flesh.
Who
You can upgrade it after.
That was so creepy because it came through the
Goodness.
walkie-talkie. Oh my god!
Thing.
What is happening?
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
I hate it.
Put it away.
Your 3 bones.
Put it away. Put it away. Cute.
Cute. Cute. Look at all these bones.
Oh my gosh. That was so funny. Preston was just like, flesh.
Flesh.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh, my face hurts. Oh.
I could make a poisoned weapon.
Yeah.
Cease and desist.
Okay, is everybody cave ready?
Wait,
Cave
no,
ready.
I got
Um,
distracted.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Ooh, incendiary upgrade
Ooh.
spear.
I am
Oof.
legitimately crying right now. Oh, my face hurts.
Well, okay, I could use. Does anyone have rope? Cause I could use a water skin.
No,
I have
Cloth,
rope,
you can
yeah.
make ropes.
I have.
You could cloth it up.
I can make.
I don't
some
have enough cloth for
You don't
these.
have 7 cloth?
Otherwise, it would. No, I have like 3.
Oh, yeah, here.
I made a bow, so I wound up
ready
using
for
a
Here,
stabbing.
Bossa.
Hello. Am I
Ready
crouched?
for stabbing.
Yep. Thank you. I was like, why am I so tiny suddenly? Look at me.
I'm
Oh,
so small.
thank you.
This is the weirdest
More
cult
rope.
ever,
Thank
guys.
Oof.
We're
We
the best
literally
cult.
all have bathrobes and mutant
Meat
rope.
skin.
Meat robe.
Meat robe.
Meat rope,
Woof.
meat
Woof.
rope, meat
Woof.
rope.
Woof. Woof. Woof.
This is
Why?
so-
Woof.
Why is this happening?
Woof.
I
Woof.
hate it. It's so
Woof.
gross.
Woof. 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 Woof.
Master, why aren't you wearing your meat?
Woof.
I
Oof.
am.
That's what she
Oof.
said.
Only got
Oof.
foot.
I always.
Oof.
I'm.
Woof.
Oh yeah, there's
Oof.
his arm. I see it.
Woof.
I
His
always.
arm
Oof.
Foot.
I always wear
and
meat.
leg and thigh.
Hold on, I got my
I
fear
half,
out.
I guess.
always-
Oof. Oof.
I guess I don't have enough meat
Oof.
though.
You need
Oof.
more meat. Oof.
Or meat.
Woof.
I need
You
more
need the
meat.
average amount of meat.
Woof.
Oh my.
Lee,
Oof.
thank you so much for the follow.
Oof.
I really
I
appreciate
do. I
it.
do eat the
You're
average.
having a great day.
Woof.
Oof. Oof.
Woof.
To the cave!
Woof.
What are we doing?
Woof.
I have to go get water.
Woof.
Oh,
Woof.
Go
okay.
cave.
Water
Oof.
first.
Water the cave in.
Water on the way to the cave. Poor
What's
K
going on?
non.
Listen, I don't know.
¿Por
We've
qué?
started a cult.
Never get abducted by a cult. I want it to be this one.
Oof.
Honestly fair, Trump.
Oh,
Honestly.
Come
thank
on,
you,
right?
Andy.
The meat robe cult.
Meat robe.
Meat robe.
Meat robe.
Meat
Do
robe
we
is-
now have like our like own 90s like cartoon intro?
It's like an air guitar, like meat robe, and it like flies across the screen. It like skids, it goes across the screen, and then it goes off.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Wear your
I am
meatiest robe
ready.
Meat
to the meat
robe.
robe cult.
Inducts the cannibals into the cult. We have that. Where do you think the meat in meat robe?
We're like
comes from?
Arby's. We have the meat.
They're included.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Oh my god, how did
Here
I
we
fall off? I
go.
died. I fell off the rope somehow.
Pink, no!
I'm gonna advise against
Where's your
that.
dead body?
I don't know
I'm
what
coming.
happened.
I'm a coming. Oh, I don't think I can reach you there.
I'm standing as
Oh.
a marker.
Which one did you go to?
I don't think I
Uh,
can reach you
head toward our
right
name.
there. We'll see. We'll see if we can.
I'm standing as a
What's
marker.
happened?
I don't
Let me
know.
see if
I
I'll
legitimately like was
think I
on the
can't
rope
get
and I
you.
just fell.
Oh, I found you.
There's-
I see you.
There's no way to get you.
I see. You're like hovering. Wait.
I can't. There's no way for you to get.
But
well,
like I don't understand what
hold on, hold on,
happened.
hold on. No, we are gonna get you. We're gonna get you. You're not. How much time do I have? How much time do I have?
Not even half yet.
Okay. I have to go back up because I went all
I
the way
like I
down.
legitimately like I was on
Hold on,
like
we're
I was
gonna do
on
this.
the rope and then I was just
I don't.
falling.
I
I
can't
don't know how to
survive the
get
fall
you.
though.
Oh,
I don't-
did your
I
like
can't survive.
stamina run out or something?
No.
No, you don't fall when your stamina runs out.
I'm
Alright,
a hovering
I-
angel. I wish I could see from the other side. I'll have to look on their stream.
All right, hold on. We'll see. Hold on.
I'm halfway now.
No, I don't think I'm gonna make it because I gotta make it all the way up to this rope and then start falling down.
Yeah, you're like on a ledge somehow.
All right, we'll
I
see.
don't know how to
We'll see.
get to you.
All right.
I'm on my
Oh
way.
my God,
I
this
will
is
lose
ridiculous.
everything if I have to start over.
I'm
You
on
will. Exak, why are you? Oh,
I
there's
have
no
a
So
way.
hard.
There's no way. The only way would be to. Oh, I can't survive that fall. I'm gonna die too if I jump.
Can I jump from
What
like
if you
halfway
eat
up
meds
the
and
rope?
then fall? So like the meds like
Can't.
are still working.
I don't have meds
I see you. Like I see your name, but I don't see you.
because you have to.
She's
have to
on
fall.
this
I saw
ledge
her body.
here.
I saw
I'm
her
gonna
body.
die.
You are. I'm sorry to
Well-
say that you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
die.
I'm trying.
There's
No.
absolutely no
Ah,
way to get
shit.
you.
Okay, well now I.
Oh
okay.
my god. No, Pink Kun.
Can you
My
guys rescue me?
stuff.
Getting you right now. Oh, you got impaled, GG. My God. Oh,
Oh,
I made a mistake.
My
If I had full
stuff.
health, I
you
maybe
got
might have.
impaled.
I tried to see if I could jump to you, Pink, and I died instead.
Oh no. It's okay. I'll
But the worst
find
part is
my
you
way
can't
back.
get your stuff because of where you
I
died.
don't know. Yeah, but like you don't understand. Like I was on the rope, and then like I was just like in the falling animation. Like I like didn't let go or anything. I
That's
just don't understand what
super
happened.
So weird.
Wait, don't we need the thing for here? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. What I'm
I
talking
don't-
about.
I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, you don't worry
Oh,
about it.
that's what I fell on. There's all these spikes here.
Yeah, you committed a very pain. It was through your spine, which
Oh, I'm on
is-
fire. I'm
Oh.
on fire.
Oh, there's water over there if you want to go jump
I'm
in
on
that.
fire.
Put yourself
Don't
out,
be
it's
on
fine.
fire.
Fine. Help a toad.
What's down here? Nothing.
Body. Bodies.
There's
Chad,
another
how was
rope
your
over
day
here.
today? Is there stuff in the water?
Guys, if you are hanging out in
Just
my
me.
chat,
Ah!
and I'd just like to
It's
remind you that
me.
tomorrow I'm
Hi.
very excited.
I'm
Tomorrow
in
is
water,
our
it's me.
sponsored Dead Island 2 stream.
There's
I'm
a rope
really,
over
really,
here.
really
Where are we
looking
going?
forward
There's
to
so
it.
many
Um,
dicks. You
not only
guys,
am I looking
look at
forward
all
to
these
it,
dicks
but
we can smash.
I'm
Oh,
really
I didn't
nervous
even
about it
notice the
because I'm
dicks.
hoping
Silly
that it
me.
goes well
Oh.
and that possibly maybe this
Oh.
developer will work with me in the
Gotta
future.
smash them.
Help you
Um,
and help. Yeah.
exclamation
I'll-
point
just
DI
do a
2.
back rub and then you're fine.
Please,
Forest
anybody, please?
dicks.
Whoa.
Pink, do you,
Smash the dick.
So yeah, I'm just
should we just
hoping
go back
that
to camp?
somebody. I hope that it works out. Yeah.
Stuart Deans, hello, welcome in, lovely to meet
Yeah,
you.
I'm working my way back to camp.
Dicks are the
Well,
first thing you
But
know.
anyways, point
We're
is,
gonna
it
need,
would mean a lot
the
if you even
rebreather
just
for
like
this, 'cause
came
it
and
occurred to
hung
me
out
that none of
and
us have
worked
that
and
in this.
all
Yeah.
that stuff. Just to
There's
kind
a
of
rope that
I'm-
goes
you know,
down over
I'm
here.
cold
make it
and
look
wet.
good.
There's fire down here.
I'm working
Fire?
on it.
There's fire.
I've
Oh
been-
shit!
I'm
There's a dead
much
body
too
right there
moist.
too. That's concerning.
Are we gonna wait
How
for?
am I liking the game?
Kun?
Listen,
I'm
it's
keeping an
pure
eye on
chaos right
close.
now with this group of humans.
Whoa.
Sure.
So it's a great amount of fun. I have no idea what's going on in the actual game. I've built 2 gazebos.
Did I hear 3? Maybe.
Oh no.
Joined a cult.
Oh no.
Joined a cult.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've started
no.
a gazebo town.
Oh
There's
my
a
god, this is the
thumper.
one
Whoa,
with the.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Gonna let you
whoa,
guys
Where is
know
everybody?
that.
Did you all leave? Wait,
No, we're
am
here.
I all...
whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh my god! It's a thumper! It's a thumper! It's a thumper! Look
Wait,
at the
how
butt!
did
Look
you
at
get
the
there? Where are you? I'm so
Oh, I got
confused.
close.
Oh,
my
you're
God,
over
bro.
here.
Oh
Run
no.
away.
Am I down here by myself? Ah!
Yes.
Where did
You're
everybody
100%.
go?
We climbed the rope and got out. Got the fuck out of there.
Noah?
Like we
That
said,
thing
no.
got-
Tuesday.
That thing got exotic talking in full sentences again.
Oh,
GG, run!
okay.
Big scared grammar into me.
Alright, we live.
um.
We live.
GG, run!
Are they fighting it? Oh, I hear
The
some.
gazebos are probably the most useless thing in the game, but they're cute and are
Oh,
campy.
They're only
pretty.
useless if you don't use them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
use
put
them
a
for many
couch
patio
in
parties.
one of mine. Very useful. You can
Just
sit on
saying.
the couch and look out on the lovely vistas
It's important.
of the mountains in the distance.
It's a
So
gorgeous
useful.
view. It's a
Listen,
Dix
What more
regen.
do you need?
It's a Dix regen.
Generating
No,
dicks?
they didn't.
Oh my god.
I don't
Oh,
have
they
any
did for me.
dicks.
Oh, they regen for me. That's crazy.
Hey Marbs, welcome in. How are you?
Those crazy
Regen for
dicks.
Chris.
I didn't get new
Still
dicks.
working my way back. I'm working my way
I
back
have
to camp.
Oh,
to
I've
camp.
got
I'm
this
walking
dick.
slow because I don't have stamina and it's really painful.
There's a thumper down there.
He
You're
thumping.
good? Good, I'm glad to hear
Oh,
it.
he thumping.
Oh Lord, he thumping.
Thought we could go explore, but it's scary.
Oh, Marvs, thank
You
you.
want me to shoot him with my arrows?
Waiting on me, don't know.
We can do shooties.
Go.
Marvs,
Where
thank
is
you
he?
so
Oh, there he
much.
is.
Just
Five
subscribed for
Please.
5
Hello,
months.
you stinky
Why
little
you
gremlin.
cringe by breaking the dicks?
You
Listen,
can alert
some
have a
people
comb in the
like it.
bath. Don't actually have a comb in the bath, but enjoy your bath.
Oh, there he goes.
Where's he?
Oh wow, look at
Burn,
him. He's
baby,
on fire.
burn. He's
Aim for
going
the fire.
Burn, burn, baby,
I can't
burn.
even see him.
He's on
He's the
fire. Come over
flamey
here.
boy.
Come beside me. You can see him.
There's no.
Oh, you
fire.
can't see him now. You can't see him now. He's running around in a
Right.
circle. He's going zoomies.
wow.
He got
Oh,
zoomies.
oh, he
Okay,
does got the
I am back
zoomies.
to
Look
camp,
at
so I'm
him.
just gonna level,
Zoomies.
like, get all my stuff back, or get food and water, and I guess I'll head back over since it's
You
right next to
vibing over
camp.
there? If it makes you feel any better, we're just trying to shoot
Dick
at a.
breaking ASMR. Where am
We're
I?
just shooting
Oh
a
god.
thumper.
Oh no. Okay.
Don't run.
I'm-
Don't fall. Don't fall.
I
You're
know.
okay.
I'm terrified that I'm gonna
My
fall.
God,
Do you want me to run around and keep him in view? You want me to like get him to chase me so he stays around where you can get hit with arrows?
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
He's
Just
got his zoomies right now. He's very fast.
Just
Don't let me
give him
die.
a run around.
Okay, eat some food.
Wow.
Don't depressive.
Wow.
don't let me
Picking that up,
die.
picking that up. Okay. I'm gonna pick that up.
Well, that's kind of asking a lot.
I'm gonna use my
There he is.
I cannot
Oh,
hit him.
it-
for
where
the life of
is,
me.
I can't see him. Where is he?
Oh, he's running right
at
Found
I made
you.
a terrible mistake. I made a terrible
Did you
mistake.
find
Where is he?
For him in.
Oh!
Oh.
Okay, let's try again.
Why is there blood all
Looks like a
over
leg.
Did
It is
he
a leg.
blow
Did,
up?
did he just explode?
He
I
exploded.
threw dynamite and got him. Let's go.
No,
why are you-
dude. Why do
Are
you
you dead?
explode everything? Why is that just what
You
happened?
did. Of course you threw a dynamite.
You threw a dynamite, the game lagged, and I fell.
He exploded
Did
in my
you
face.
die?
Like chunks in my face.
Are you dead? Oh, did you,
But did you die?
Let's
but
go.
did you die?
Let's go.
But
We
did you
explode. I like this
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Look at all these like things on the wall.
song. It's a dicky. It's a dicky. I have
Avoid
too
a
many
cassette.
flares. Precious rope.
Yuck. Yeah, but cannibals.
Cantables.
Dynamite, love it.
More
I'm
dynamite.
full on dynamite.
Okay, well, very good news, guys, and chat. My
Did you make
backpack.
it?
Yes, I'm back in here, and my backpack apparently respawned like weird place, and I was able to grab it.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We killed the thumper and now we're over here.
Come
by the boat.
down. You're
There's
safe to come down.
so
now.
much dynamite right here.
There is so much dynamite down here.
Dynamite is great
Thanks.
for
welcome
also
back,
logging.
thanks.
If you
We did
blow
it. We
up
did
all
it,
the
chat.
trees,
We did it.
right down.
No, because when you dynamited the trees, last I remember.
What we get? Frankie Millionaire do it
Smash
or
the
Rick Gold
dickies and
Saw?
Round through the
Oh, let's
thumpers
hold on.
and
Saw,
smash
saw,
in the
saw,
Forest
saw.
family.
Oh, it is. Here we go. Equip.
Saw?
Swan?
Saw?
I
Saw.
sawed it?
Saw?
You
Saw.
swallowed it?
I'm
What
so
did
glad
you
you don't have
saw it?
weapon durability.
I can't
That's
hear
spoiled.
anything.
Oh, hold on. I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
no, yeah, you can't hear each other's.
There's a story over here. Part
Oh,
story
thank you.
thingy.
Don't be afraid, just believe. It's perfect for our cult.
Is this like the song they play in Back for Blood?
No,
Oh,
what?
I have
No.
paint.
Straight sounds like the jukebox level.
No, no, no.
Oh, it
song?
does. You're right. All right.
Oh.
Where'd you get the?
Oh,
the
oh,
player?
oh.
Get the what?
Oh, wait, I do have it. I have the cassette.
Yeah, you
Or
should
is
have
it
the
the
cassette
our cult dance again?
Oh,
We're rocking out with our bloody meat out.
We're waiting for a pic.
oh. Oh, 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 oh,
I want to play something.
oh.
I love Astro just blankly staring at his lighter, not moving at all.
Oh. Wait, why does Krista look like me?
You twins? Are you? No.
No, like IRL me.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my god.
Like how everyone turned around and looked at me.
It's like, who?
You're also the only one not in a robe covered in meat, so it's just really awkward.
How'd
I
you
just
throw it
like
on
that
my-
Yaga, Chris, and
Make sure
Brosa
everyone
had the
can
same
hear.
What's
thing.
even better? What's even better is you're dressed just like I would too.
It's a 90s wolf
Oh
shirt.
Like
my
I've
I
been
know, you have to
saying,
go back so I can
I've
get
been
my robe.
saying I want that exact wolf shirt for years.
Look at it. Look at it.
I don't know why, Marbs. They
Did my
changed it in the
Comcast
second
do a
game. mode.
Comcast?
What is that?
Oh, it did do a Comcast. Really? I was offline for a second? Comcast, why you do this?
I can't get
Comcast
over this.
Live.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Ugh. Please
But
tell
I'm
me you
back
saw
now,
what you
Andy?
look like.
there's a collectible.
I didn't, but I think I know which one it is.
Don't be
just based
afraid,
on how I've
just
played this
believe.
game.
Well done.
Oh, there's a
Jeff. Thank
pathway
you
back
for it.
here.
Everybody
the
paint yourself.
midstream first.
Paint yourself red, everyone.
Every,
What?
guys, I have to go back and I have to go back into the other cave so I can get my robe back.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Paint yourself red.
Oh, the roll.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go with you?
It's
Oh.
okay.
We can go.
There's
We
a there's
have
a
to
tunnel
finish
back
this
here
fast.
though.
Such a
Yeah.
weird look.
And then we can go get your robe then.
Yeah, that way you can be part of our cult.
Oh,
Yeah.
am I not part of the cult anymore? Wow.
No,
You're
you are,
always
you
part
You
of
guys
the cult.
already
You're
kicked me
undercover.
out?
You're undercover.
Oh.
Visually.
Can you stop? You
visually
can
part of the
because
cult.
technically you can throw like Molotovs and stuff.
No, you're one of the recruiters. You have to look like a regular person to get more cult members.
Who has
Oh.
dynamite?
Oh, Chris,
Oh,
that's
I know
for
who has
you.
That's a
dynamite.
loaded question.
I
Oh.
have
Who wants
dynamite.
to throw-
Who do we think has
Oh.
dynamite? What
Oh.
a silly question.
Don't point it towards us. Turn around.
Wait,
Oh.
too many people lit dynamite.
Oh my god.
It lags so
The
much.
game just was like,
I know it lagged so
Well,
bad.
my ears are whistling.
Oh.
Ah.
It's
Sam was
fine.
like, dear God.
Oh, we need
one
more. Ah, run away,
Oh,
run
oh,
away.
yes. Do it, Texas.
Who
Oh,
has it? Who has it?
Oh my god, I have no idea why I played it like that. That gave me emotional damage.
Oh, so much lag.
oh,
My goodness.
I like how you walk into your ears ringing.
Yeah. Oh, I like the
Is
floating
that not how
lobster.
sound works?
I'm pretty sure that's how sound works.
Ew,
Right?
the foot on
Something
everyone,
that-
the bottom of everyone's foot is so gross.
Yep, you're right.
I hear baby?
oh,
Hello?
Baby? Babe. Ew.
Yes, they're babies in here.
Oh,
Ew. Gross.
close, baby.
Gross.
Stay.
Oh, I
Like
just
in
walked
Maya?
up and asked for stabbing a baby in a corner. Fine.
here's a book.
Oh, thank you.
Is it the book about the
The
babies?
dark-haired man.
The hairy
Oh, a
man.
dick to smash.
Oh.
It's me.
A dick to smash.
Look at all
That's our
these dicks to
favorite.
smash.
Wow.
Look at all these dicks.
Look at all those chickens. Look at all those dickens.
An outfit.
An outfit?
There's an outfit back here.
Yeah, but
What do
it's
I
not a
look like?
robe.
What do I look like?
Pants and a t-shirt, which is not a
Oh.
robe. The offense.
I'm putting on my robe.
Discourse that.
Roba.
Robe.
How do I put it on? Where is it? Where are you, robe?
Roba.
Roba. Bathrobe and
Roba.
bathrobe pants. That's the one.
Roba.
Roba.
Lawyer's cave. We're in lawyer's
There we go. I got it. I'm back in the cult, guys. I just took a little break.
I wanna be.
Wait,
Sometimes you
What?
just need to take a break.
there's two ways
Sometimes
to
you're
go.
in a cult,
What's up
sometimes
here?
not.
What?
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I want to see the new stuff.
A
Where- I
dark-haired
think that's where
person
you came
who
from.
is trying to harm you will soon disappear from
Sadie!
your life.
Run!
She's too many legs.
She'll be coming round the corner when she comes.
Wait, why are you guys
With
here?
her legs.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Ma'am,
Wait, why
Can
did
you
you
Ma'am?
this way?
can you put your legs away?
Virginia.
Vagina?
Is but a scratch. Thank you, Andy.
Butt
Oh,
scratch?
and I hunger too.
Scratch and butts.
Excuse me.
Scratch and butts. What's going on? How about you?
Why is she so calm?
Thank
Okay, she's dead.
I stabbed.
She was like strangely cool with it.
She was just like chilling.
She like
She was ready-
approached us,
she was
like,
ready for
slowly
death.
and like yeah. That was
She was
weird.
prepared for death.
It's doubling.
What's
That's
doubling?
the weird part.
Sound?
My sound alerts.
What's
I
up
don't know
here?
why.
Oh, are they coming in both the desktop and the sound alert?
I need some food.
Oh.
There's too
I
many.
have like a little
I
snack.
have a granola bar.
There's,
Will that work, Astro?
Oh no.
Will this satisfy
I
your
mean, it's Phil
hunger?
Collins. There's never enough Phil Collins. It's locked. No, I don't find
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Arigato. Arigato.
Hello.
You're welcome.
I like my
Arigato.
but now she's
Arigato
not working.
gozaimasu.
It's never working.
Oh, God.
Everything's always broken.
Sir. 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 Sir.
Astro, what do you think of that voice? Was it a good? Was
I
it a good
said-
anime voice?
I didn't hear. What voice?
Said gozaimasu.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I stabbed him in the butt.
Buttocks,
pretty good.
stabbies.
Oh,
Watch a lot of
sidestepping.
anime. Been practicing
Oh,
Sir.
whoa, whoa,
Sir.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sir.
whoa.
in front of the
Whoa,
mirror
whoa,
every day. I'm
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa.
I get like, I make like a really fat.
Oh, they're
neck
all
and I'm
in
always like,
half. Do
Very
you think
good.
they're okay?
I almost
Yeah, they're
stabbed you.
okay. Don't worry about them. They're doing fine.
Do
Oh,
you think they're okay?
I almost stabbed
Oh.
Gigi. Awful.
Ugh.
Don't stab me.
There's a
I was
man.
stabbing. You walked in front
Oh.
of me and I was like,
No,
oh,
man. That's the
never a
worst
man.
thing.
It is the worst thing.
I know.
Whoop.
Bro just did a barrel roll and
I
dodged it.
know.
Do a barrel roll.
Sometimes they fake you out, so make sure that they're actually dead. There you go. Now he's actually dead.
I'm just gonna keep stabbing. Oh.
Arrows. Must stab it.
Why are these extra?
Flares. Vaseline.
Oh.
Give me that
Vaseline.
gasoline.
Oh, Vaseline. That
What?
makes more sense.
Oh,
Vaseline.
let's go. Grease your
Interesting.
gooch, everyone.
Everybody grease your
Oh,
gooches.
no.
Let's go.
Get those gooches nice and greasy.
Gooches before you
Interesting,
start
interesting.
scooching.
Oh my god.
Scoochin' goochin'.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh no.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
Oh no.
I don't think
Tell
we can
me
proceed.
more.
Ooh, arrows.
Alright, so we can't
rebreathing.
go further here because we need the rebreather, so we have to go back.
Hmm.
Well, shit.
But now we have to get the rebreathing.
oh, you need food? Here,
Shit.
there's food. I'm cooking
Yes.
food
Yes.
over here. There's
You
food
need
being
food?
cooked. There's food being cooked.
Chef,
Thank you, look, I put
Chef
money in the
Eggnog
fire.
over here.
You can
Chef
have
I'm gonna.
you
Chef
can have it when it's
Eggnog.
down.
There's a really crusty looking foot over here.
Wait,
Oh,
isn't
wow.
the chainsaw here?
Ugh.
Huh?
I thought the
up
chainsaw was in
here?
this area.
Chainsaw is in the area where we have to use the climbing axe.
I remember that.
Yummy.
So what is in here that we're supposed to be getting in the lawyer's cave?
Solid question. Don't remember.
I don't remember either.
You want the more food? We can
You
get the
think
more
they're
food.
okay? More
I'm
blood
gonna-
comes. Oh, money.
Money.
Yeah, you can smack dead bodies for money.
Half the man he used. to
Real
be.
life.
Oh god, I'm
too,
flying, I'm
Chad.
flying, I'm flying. What's going on?
I saw you land.
What the hell? What happened?
Astro
How did you
flying
do
in
that?
hot.
Excuse me. Here's the question: where are these vivisected bodies keeping the money?
We don't.
Oh,
Don't
prison
ask
pocket.
those
Make your
questions.
pockets.
That's me. I'm alive.
Not for long.
Ooh.
Alright, hit all up.
Just the noise of all the bodies being chopped is so disgusting.
It's
right
like
now.
the best pinata ever.
It's so silly.
It drops money instead of candy. You can buy candy with the money.
Then you can go buy your own
Exactly.
candy.
Money
Exactly.
can be exchanged for goods and services.
Guys, imagine if you could do this in real life.
Just hit half.
Just
I
hang
mean-
dead
Second
bodies to the
bodies.
ceiling and hit them for money.
I mean, you could.
You could hit live bodies for money.
I
That's
feel like it's frowned upon.
That's a felony.
Is it though?
I don't know. Let me ask my personal
know.
FBI agent, Steve.
Steve. Oh my gosh,
Talking
what's
about
funny?
the
What's funny is if you hit them at the right angle, half the torso spins and then they like look they like cinch in the middle. It's kind of funny.
Okay, so we have to backtrack. Go back to
The
where.
echoing in this
is
chamber
so
is
stupid. This is So stupid.
Sometimes you just gotta poke a dead body with a spear until money comes out.
Because
Anyway.
you're being left behind.
We had to remember
Anyway,
And now I just don't know.
But over here.
Oh god.
is it really being left behind?
What
that you're
this?
having the time of your life?
You didn't come in here when we were here.
What
Oh,
this?
maybe.
Get the collectibles and stuff.
Oh, I didn't get the collectible over here.
I am on
Is
fire.
this from whence we came?
Kind of. I think we can go up through
You
here.
are on
though.
fire.
Oh no, this
there's
is
a-
where I got distracted
There's
by
a ladder.
by the lady.
There's a rope.
This way.
I go rope.
Oh, we were going up the rope in the lawyer thing, yeah. The
Okay.
little bit
Where I
ahead.
got distracted from the lady with the legs and the too many vaginas.
Virginia, you mean?
Too many
Virginas.
on the person, really.
We met Virginia. We
Me,
don't want to meet her
Virginia.
again.
Me, Virginia.
I can't wait to meet Virginia. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do
Where do we go from here?
Up
Where
there.
do we go from
From
here?
here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now
Down.
that all of the
Oh my God.
children are growing up.
Oh, I was thinking of the Buffy song. Where do we go from here?
Astro, I'm looking right at your butt right now.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do you like
Ooh.
Oh. Excuse me.
Do you
Damn.
like what you see?
I think mostly feet at the moment, which is kind of distracting. Distracted from the butt situation.
Oh, the
Never-ending
pizzas.
rope?
The
So gross.
pizzas.
So gross.
Actually, I think with this outfit we're wearing slippers, so that makes it a little less terrible.
Where's the rope?
Disgusting. What do you
There's
mean, where's the
more
rope?
rope.
It's right over there.
I'm
And
pretty
guess
sure
what,
I'm, like,
guys? When you get to the top of this rope, there's another rope.
Oh my god.
So many
ropes for days. I mean, it makes sense. We did go down some very long ropes to get there.
We did. We did go.
Mhm.
We did descend. Now we must ascend.
We went so far down.
Pink anti-roped and
And
Oh,
rope.
we're here.
her own
Oh.
adventure. It was
Oh.
I wouldn't say magical.
We're home.
It was an adventure.
We're
Well, what do you
literally
know?
home.
Oh, look, it's my
Wait,
house. Oh, this
did
is
we-
the other
I
cave.
live here.
Amazing.
I know where I
Amazing.
am.
I need food though, so I'm
I know, I
sprinting
need
home
food and
because I need
water.
food.
Don't run through the trap like me.
And I
Oh my goodness.
ow now, brown cow.
Xenos.
So many gazebos.
Goose!
It's all just arms and legs.
That's
I
fine.
need to. Should I
What do you
make
have
a
against arms
gazebo
and
in
legs?
between my gazebos so I
We
can
are.
connect my gazebos?
if,
I
you,
feel like the answer to that question is yes.
if you want to, sure.
This game has become Gazebo Simulator.
Tee.
Always.
I thought that was like a Michael Jackson hee hee. And I was like,
No, that was Astra going tee.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, it's gonna be right
you
here.
heard nothing.
You cannot prove anything.
I can prove everything.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
oh.
Nah. Where'd you take my log?
Because I need it.
For reasons. What?
Excuse me.
Gazebo.
No,
Oh,
don't.
bye.
My
Try
log.
Zebo.
Oh, if only
You
we
just-
could build our log chute.
We can't build it yet. We don't have the thing.
Oh, wait,
I
wait,
know,
can I?
Perfect for this.
Okay.
But we need a boat to get it. Oh, the struggle.
I just built a boat. Look, it's right here.
I know,
Pink, look
but
at me,
like
pink.
the log
You can?
chute to build the
can.
boat would be
Just
great,
remember.
but you need the boat to
I
get
see
the
You see me?
schematic.
Right.
Are you gonna jump? Are you gonna do it?
Oh.
Do it.
Oh.
Don't miss.
Oh no!
No!
Oh,
Oh, we did it.
Astro.
it barely
Oh.
worked. Oh, what you got?
It almost didn't work.
Money.
Money, please.
Money, please.
Goodbye forever.
Money. for my bunny.
No, where you
Pink,
going?
no!
Well,
Pink, why? Why would you abandon me like this?
I'm not. I'm coming back. I'm here.
Is there a deer skin?
I wonder what
Wait,
for.
nobody's coming on the boat. Then why does it matter if I left?
Because you can't abandon us. Pink, no, wait, come back.
Stop! I need to go.
Why?
Rabbit, lizard, ripper,
Franklin,
Live
welcome.
your own life, Pink.
Chris.
I
If
must
you don't
discover who I am.
follow the route, there
Away from
is
the cops.
I just killed it.
This is me trying to escape the cult, and I'm literally
amazing.
on
You
a
can't
man-made
escape
rowboat.
the cult.
It's amazing. I love it.
Nice.
There is no escape. Bird.
Aha!
I missed.
And Nelson.
I killed it. Oh,
I am above you all, literally.
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 Guys, we need to get some logs.
Can
Why would we need logs?
Are we
Because
controlling invasive species? We are.
Is there a reason that we would need logs?
You are the invasive species. What are you talking about?
I mean,
That's what I thought.
because gazebo.
That's what I thought.
We have to go get the rebreather.
Logs it
Or-
is.
Hear me out.
logs it is.
Or
Where
Gigi
we
just
at?
continues to build gazebos.
Hear me out.
I got it. Let's go.
Where are we going? What do you got?
We're getting logs.
Oh no, he has dynamite.
Yep.
Dynamite
I-
works,
I-
so don't
Does
hate
work,
on it.
and
It
there is
works.
an achievement for it.
Yeah,
You
there is
have
an
to get
achievement for it.
6 of them. 5 or 6.
Hi, Bluey.
But there is an achievement for blowing up trees
Oh
with
my
dynamite.
God. Did I get it?
Ah,
I can do that. I've got dynamite.
here you go, right
Ah.
here.
Uh,
Right there.
Or you just do what I do and just keep throwing. stick
I
after
just got
stick.
2 achievements.
Oh, there you go.
oh, I got it too.
I
Oh
got
my
it
God.
too.
Okay, well
Thanks.
here's your logs right here where I am.
I'm just watching from the rooftop. All the trees just falling.
I did it.
Good
I
job.
did it.
Murdered.
I did it.
I did it.
How'd you get up there?
Skill. Pure skill.
I live up here now.
Look at me.
It was so slow at first.
Look
Oh,
at me. Look at me. Aw. Let me try that again.
Okay.
Good night, Andy. Thank you for hanging out. We'll do your
Oh,
unboxing tomorrow. I'm very excited about it.
Alright, here we go.
All right, there's plenty of trees.
Oh, you guys are such a like stop. It's so
But
sad.
why are you making them all go away from me?
Alright, I
Like,
think
on your
from
left.
here.
I cannot control gravity.
There's
That
no rocks
is
anywhere
not,
higher
that
left.
is patently untrue.
I am not Isaac Newton. I cannot tell gravity what to do.
I don't think
I don't think
Newton-
he
Right.
can.
That's
Good.
not.
There?
Rocks
Go
on the
to
left.
the other
It's
side of that
not-
big rock. Yeah, right there, right there.
That is exactly what happened. It is
Know
in
how
the
gravity
history.
works?
It is in the
What?
history.
Okay, what state did you go to public school?
I did not go to public school.
That was
Oh.
perfect.
That was amazing.
I approve. Jump for approval. Celebratory jumps. This is good.
I was a private school kid.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, your house can be pretty private.
I think I
Just saying.
need
Oh.
2 more to fill this, and
Nice.
then I
Nice.
can get back to my gazebo.
Like, heard.
This blood actually is not washing off.
Sometimes
forever
you have to
bloody.
like be a minute. Like sometimes you have to like actually hang out in there.
Or you could just
Makes
be
all the
rad
sense.
and accept the blood.
Ooh.
Except what? I don't know why, but it's so gross. Except for
What?
blood. Is it because you're covered in flesh? Is maybe that why? Or is it
Mm.
Ouch spot. I know, right? Sometimes it's hard.
I don't know. I'm just like stained red. Look at me.
You
Gold.
well,
You're We painted ourselves, right, my guy?
Maybe you need to go like
My guy?
under.
Yeah, we did paint ourselves.
Can you go under?
Crap.
Hold you under?
Please, that's all I ever want.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't know what's
It's a
happening right now.
it's a dream come true.
I got distracted by my log acquisition.
In your crotch? That's not what I wanted at all. I stood on your head. Does that
Can I
count as
do this?
baptism? No, he's
Ooh.
just really red forever and ever.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Try and wash him. Try and
Give me
rub
I
the
can
red off.
see. I
Why
can see
are-
down his
Why
head
are we
into the
rubbing?
water.
What is happening?
Rubbing
Who's getting
him.
rubbed right now.
You're so red though.
A rub. He rubs the red off.
He's embarrassed.
I cannot.
Look at me.
Is it from getting
I-
rubbed?
I discorded.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, no. Hold up. I'm scared.
I don't
I'm
want to
intrigued and
read it
scared.
right now while I'm live.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
What is happening right now?
Don't worry about it. Nothing.
Oh, no.
I am trying to wash this blood off, and it's not coming off.
Burn on my. Oh, there it is. I was like, the burn's not on my hand. I'm
Lit
just sticking my
Leo.
meaty hand out. Disgusting. Lit Leo.
Why is it not like washing off? Like for
I don't
real?
know, like usually
ocean,
it's
maybe
just
try
like a
with hot
minute or
water.
two hanging out in there and it's fine.
Oh, I hunger.
Oh no, you are you.
Eat
are
the
you-
flesh.
I hunger for flesh.
Oh no, you're still red. Oh god, you look possibly redder. It's paint.
Flesh.
Fine.
Stop!
It says I'm covered in blood.
Yeah.
But it is paint. Like I can see it.
I'm trying
It's
to pick up
from
any
when we
small
painted
rocks. I'm trying to
ourselves.
pick up
I don't know.
a log.
We painted ourselves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we were down in the cave
How?
With
There was
paint.
paint.
There was a
With the red
bucket of
paint,
paint.
yeah.
We picked up paint.
Chris, your friends are coming.
We decided as a cult together that it was time to paint ourselves.
Collectively, as a cult, we made a
Collectively.
cult decision.
Collectively, we made a decision.
Really making this hard for me right now.
Oh, egg sock. Oh,
It is a
Goodness.
lot of.
Jesus
It is a lot of
Christ.
people. I'm gonna switch to spear for spear reasons.
Alright, maybe if I just sit in here. How long can I sit in here?
However,
A
if you want.
million seconds.
Hey, you wanna come for a swim too?
Yeah, they can't really struggle.
A million.
Amazing. How goes the
seconds.
camping? So far, so
see,
good, Ark. Ark has the
Great.
He just
day.
walked on water
Hey, Ark.
over here to me.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Hitting it with, like you'd assume, right? But not in this game.
No
In
Jesus.
this game, you
No
smash.
time for logic.
You smash
They're
it.
just destroying stuff because they're assholes.
Look, if the suitcases are locked, I feel like hitting it with an axe is the easiest way to open it.
It's
Ow!
true.
Don't hit me. Rude.
Okay,
Who
but
has time to
listen.
pick locks and stuff? Like, seriously.
What if
The disrespect.
I built
These-
more?
It was okay.
gazebos?
Listen, okay is better than bad, but sorry, it was just okay and it wasn't great.
Absolute disrespect. Destroying things. How dare? How dare? But dare they
How many
did.
hits is this?
Dare.
What
I know,
if
right?
Yo, that's way too many hits.
I
You have to keep the
connected
little one
my gazebo,
entertained. I see. I see.
and then I had a
Is that
gazebo town,
Going well for you?
I'll pay there.
Is it
I'll
not
pay
going
there.
well for you?
and then everything was gazebos.
It's the lizard. It wouldn't have it. I am not a repair lizard person. Oh, hey dude. You wanna come over here?
What if everything in the world was gazebos?
Everybody hurts sometime. This guy's about to hurt
Sometimes
me.
everything's gazebos,
Hey, 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 hey.
and
Stop.
it's time to build gazebos. Huh?
Stop.
I
Oh, that
was
worked.
like, what did I do?
Stabbing one more time for luck. That's what he gets. Oh, he's got a friend. Good for him. Come on, gentlemen. Meow. Love to see it. Oh yeah, sick tune. I'll be there.
Amazing.
This bird just flew underwater to eat this dead body.
Oh, they love dead bodies. If you leave them on the ground, the birds just swarm them.
Yeah, no, it's underwater right now.
No.
Not like crows, it's like
Sorry, had to
songbirds,
check
so
on
it's
the dog.
really disturbing.
Delicious.
But like, it's actually just flying. They're flying underwater and
That's
then
what
flying
birds do.
away.
Not seen birds do that before?
Isn't that
Totally
just
normal.
called
nature.
swimming?
That's nature.
That's nature.
That's nature. That's pretty
Aw.
neat.
We call it flying underwater, and we call it mining trees.
Wow. This is an
Birds.
aspen tree. You can tell it is because of the way it is.
That's pretty neat.
Does
do you mean?
anybody
Oh, no.
have?
I know that,
Okay,
that deer
I have-
literally had no survival instincts.
I have not moved out of the water this entire. Still covered in blood.
That's weird. That's probably just a glitch
It's-
right now then.
The game knows your sins and will not let you forget them.
That's what it is.
I'm
You
fine with
cannot
that.
Wash
Cult
yourself
have we
of your-
started?
Have you
of
paid
your
$6?
sins.
If you pay $6, it'll get rid of your sins.
I
I
thought
like
it was
that.
8.
In Cyberpunk, yeah.
Yeah. $6, your sins are gone. Kind of weird that it's $6 though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how much should it
Do you
be?
feel like that's too
60
many dollars or
yard.
not enough dollars?
Maybe like seventh heaven. 6 is like 666.
I mean, sure.
Because it's a holy number. So
Six,
say
the
it.
naughty number.
No.
Six part of many naughty numbers. Six,
So
six,
many
six,
nothing.
six,
numbers.
9. No.
Nice.
You can't
about
say those
98?
numbers. They're bad.
The
You're
96.
naughty.
They're naughty
Oh,
numbers. There's just gazebo outlines all over the place.
What are you talking about? There's only one gazebo outline. The other 2 are done.
I know, but as they load in, it's just the floating tops of the gazebos. And as you get closer, they fill in, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Oh
It's
my
not
God.
ridiculous. It's gonna be amazing.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry I doubted you. Are you gonna make a gazebo for each of us that we can personally decorate?
I could. Do you want me to?
That'd be cute.
How do we
Okay.
decorate in this game?
You don't.
That's not true. That's not true.
There's
I
a
have
little bit of
couch.
furniture, yeah.
I have a couch. I made a bone chandelier.
Only naughty people? No.
The naughty.
Numbers
Wait.
are bad. Inherently bad.
I don't have a cassette player. How do you get?
Oh, you didn't get a cassette player.
Sir,
Oh.
no, don't. Leave me alone.
We have to go get him the cassette player, I guess.
Yeah, the cassette player's in one of the caves as well as the boat where we have to go to the boat anyways, don't we? At some
Oh,
point.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to go to the boat at some point.
Is this a different boat than the boat that we already boated?
No, it's the same boat. There's only one boat.
Only one boat.
One boat. To rule
One
the
boat that we can go to.
But how roof?
roof?
How did you roof?
How do
Well, see, there's this deer head here, and I jump on it.
Amazing.
So you desecrate a corpse. and
Amazing.
then-
Amazing.
I said corpse to just get on top of structures.
Love it.
It's also how you see the
No one has used the
magical.
word boat more than times in one sentence. Boat
wizard?
the boat where we boated the boat, and then we boat the other boat. Okay. Who
boat,
Boats.
who put
Boats.
the crooked ass lamp on the top of the house?
Listen, they don't go straight. Okay, I tried. They refuse. They only know one way, and it's not straight.
That's
I
me.
mean-
And so you
I think
left
that's
it
fair.
there.
Like I tried moving like tiny little increments, and they just go pwat right over. So I was like, all right, this is our gay cabin. I'm not gonna
Yay.
tell it how to live its life.
No.
It
don't
committed
tell
to it, and I'm like, all right.
it. Don't tell it how to live its life for sure.
Commit to the
Except
gay
for no
bit.
titties. No titties in here. No titties allowed.
Aw.
No titties.
What
That's
what
so
if
sad.
titties?
What if
No
it's a little
titties and
titties?
no-
What a little
You
Little
see,
bit.
but then
As
the
a
titties
treat?
end up cracking us.
as a
and we don't
treat.
like
Yes.
Titty treat.
let one titty in, they all come in, and then they start ripping the house down. So
Oh.
I'm tired.
Yeah, you let one titty in, and then suddenly it's just oops,
Suddenly
all
it's
titties.
just only titties.
Then it's just all titties. Yeah.
and it's
Can't
always
be
the party
trusted.
tip that starts that.
Yeah.
Can they
you-
not get in
true.
here?
Titties can't be trusted. They don't go over here for whatever reason.
Strange.
Why
yeah.
is this not being chopped down right now?
Bunny.
Bring
Is
me
the cabin
my
gate, or is that where
wood.
you've designated the gate?
I need wood for my trinkets and
I'm not
my
seeing a downside.
and my
For my trinkets.
Oops,
Do
all
you like
titties.
it?
Is
Thank
a
you,
cereal I'd buy.
Do you like? Look.
It's a
Do you
box
like
for
my
my trinkets.
my boots with the fur?
Oh wow!
Did you make the
thank
fur
you.
boots?
Oh, they're like spotted too. Wow.
You made the
Yeah.
fur boots? Oh, look at
Where
you.
is my? There it is.
I don't have my.
Don't worry,
uh,
guys.
Wow, that was weird.
I'm making progress on my next gazebo.
You're doing
Turned into a
great, sweetie.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't,
Bill,
what
you
is
wanna go
this
backwards?
outside ring?
Cereal would sell it everywhere.
What's the outside blue ring that's mad at me right now?
Your tiredness.
Mm.
Hi, lizard. Oh, I'm inside of the cage. This is weird.
Oh, really?
It's fine.
Despite all my
Why are there
rage,
so
I
many
am
birds
inside a
flying
lizard cage. Or is it a rabbit cage?
It's a
It's
rabbit
a small
cage, but it
animal
was a
cage. Yeah.
Despite all my rage, I am
I'm
still in a
still in a-
rabbit cage.
Still
Very
just
nice.
a rabbit in a cage.
There we go. Now I have energy. Let's go, baby! Building a gazebo. How much more do I need? So much more.
Chris, yours is you're bugged. Like your character's bugged because your paint is like on your clothes, and it's not supposed to be.
I
I
don't know
only
what's going on.
need
Yeah, and when you load back in next time, I'm sure it'll be
bothered
fine.
with these.
I no
rules.
longer have a paint.
40.
I special ordered an entire pallet.
Got the beach.
Oh, it says how many I need. I need 46 more logs.
Jesus.
The fish are popping off right now. It is a peach party.
What you doing?
Peach.
What you doing? What you doing?
Okay.
What you
Go
doing?
hang-
What you
What? Fine.
What you doing?
So everyone knows.
What?
What,
What?
you doing?
What should
Who's
I
what
be doing?
doing?
I don't know. You're just supposed to stand there with your spears out.
Open.
Concerned.
Yeah, Brittany.
Pooping.
Oh wow.
Are you pooping?
Good.
Are you pooping?
No, I would never.
I
Just
need
standing around with his spears out earlier. He had his meat in his hand. What the hell?
Spears
jeez.
out. Meat out. Meet your spears.
I need some sticks.
Ow, what the hell? God damn it, Chris. God damn it.
It didn't take you long that time.
God damn it. Well, it's so dark, I don't know what I'm going on.
You weren't like screaming at the sky.
Thank Jesus, why?
Need help, moral support. Tell me what you
No, I'm
need.
gonna be the old person screaming at the sky.
Hmm.
When I was a kid,
Back
We
in
used to
my day.
Old man yells at Cloud.
I. That's me. I'm the old man.
Nani?
Push.
Nani?
I need.
We should probably sleep because it is very dark. And
Okay,
then we
let's
should
see.
probably do something for the rest of Strem.
Stab.
Go to boat. or
Stab.
something.
I'm trying to stab
Only
fish.
have a little bit left of string.
Yeah, that's why it said we should do something. So we should sleep.
Build gazebo?
No!
I don't know. That seems pretty important to me.
Oh my god. I mean, technically that's something, okay? Technically.
Oof.
I like the gazebo idea.
Do you guys really just want to stay and build a gazebo?
I would like to go get things.
I would like
Nothing
to go get
anymore.
things.
I'm good doing anything because, like, you know, I'm not streaming, so
Oh.
what the streamers want to do is what I'm good with.
I'm on my
Whoever
way.
wants
I
to do
had
what.
enough
Oh.
fish.
We want to go adventure, we go adventure. We want to.
Adventure.
A fan
Oh.
Eat some night cheese. We eat some night cheese.
Some
Oh,
night
wait,
cheese. Ooh, night cheese.
What flavor of cheese?
Honestly,
Oh,
Which cheese flavor?
What is
brie.
the best cheese flavor?
Brie.
I
Brie's
like
pretty good.
Munster.
I like Munster.
like-
I like Gouda.
Here's
Like a
Gouda's
smoked
Gouda.
Gouda.
I
Havarti.
really just like
A
any
Bill Havarti.
cheese.
I mean, yeah, I'm not really.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't like blue cheese and I don't like gorgonzola.
Oh,
I don't
need
like
to
brie.
eat. Oh, I love brie.
Oh, Brie's
But
good.
yeah, Dill Havarti. Oh,
Night
I have
cheese,
one.
yeah.
Oh, I hunger.
Do you not
Baked
know
brie.
about night
is the
cheese?
shit.
Working
Night cheese
is
on my night
very
cheese.
important.
I'm gonna eat this leg.
You should
Yes.
eat that like.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna eat this arm because that's what I grabbed.
its species spoiled. Drop it on the floor.
Spoiled.
Floor fish.
Does anybody have a deer skin?
I have one single deer skin. Is it for anything other than your gazebo?
Technically, it's for a couch, not a gazebo.
Right. I see.
Here, I have one. I have one.
I have one.
I have
Yeah,
one.
hold on. Here, I will put it on the skin thingy.
What happened to all the trees?
What a mystery.
How do I
What
do this?
trees?
Oh, nope.
What a mystery.
There's the deer
They
skin on
both-
the end. Deer skin on the end. There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, they didn't know that there was more here.
Beep boop beep boop.
To have a bird and just a no, I'm good though. I'm not,
No thanks.
about like I'm pretty sure my spirit went through it. And it just was like.
Alright, so everyone
You did
eat and drink and then to
Oh,
the boats.
You did it.
The
Who
boat.
did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bull?
oh.
Look at this.
To the yacht.
Am I sitting on you? Or are we sitting beside each other?
Five,
I
which
think
I'm
you're
pretty sure I know
sitting-
which
Oh,
is
I don't
five.
know. We're
Oh.
hi.
It looks like we have the
Well-
same knees.
well.
We're very close to each other.
Hi
How you
there.
doing?
You come here
What's
often. What's up, Dad? How you doing today, Dad?
Dad. But look at this lovely view. I'm very happy with.
No, this is legitimately really nice. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Everyone
It
should take a second to come up here and look out on the gazebo.
It needs some lighting, but
Yeah, we can hang some
Oh.
like patio lanterns.
get some
Patio
Patio
lanterns,
lanterns.
patio lanterns, patio lanterns.
Patio lanterns. Can you sit down as well? Or is it?
It's not letting me.
Oh.
You're
No?
not sitting down either.
It's only
What?
two
What do you
You're
mean?
not sitting.
couch.
Broseph isn't sitting for me.
We have
They're
the
just,
same knees, the wisdom of Broseph.
You're just standing.
So many
menacing.
couches.
You guys
is
are.
definitely
Why are you
sitting.
so close?
Oh,
Yeah.
For me, Broseph is standing.
You guys are. Your hands are in each other's laps. Just so you know.
We're having a tender
As
moment.
they
Okay?
should be.
Well-
We're just sitting here trying to
Well-
enjoy the
Thank you, Chris.
environment.
Good boy.
Oh, oh,
Good
oh,
boy. Thank you.
On
Wait.
oh,
Basically a cat.
Chris, jump
so-
off and see if you survive.
oh,
Oh, I got a little rabbit.
oh.
Here, does someone else want to sit down? Someone else sit down. Wait,
Oh no,
Here.
I also fell. I didn't mean to, but I went with you anyways.
Oh dear God. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, that's
Do you,
cute.
Hello.
Do you come here often?
I do actually.
Friends. We've
You
got
know,
many friends.
I built
Yeah?
this gazebo.
Oh, did you? So
Oh.
the architecture is stunning.
I'm
We've-
good with my hands. Is what that.
Yeah.
Got a lot
yeah.
of friends.
Oh my God, Chris!
Do it.
Hate you?
Do it. Do it.
Oh, I know. I don't have sticks. Oh,
Oh
what?
god. Do you mind, guys? We need a little privacy, please. Oh, that's the fucking bench right there.
This is fine.
GG, the stairs though. The stairs are something else. They're beautiful.
Where they went, but there was three more.
What do you mean? They're exactly the way I wanted them to be.
So they're beautiful.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It certainly wasn't sarcastic or anything.
Just friends?
I
Wait, put
love
that-
these rocks leading up to them.
Thanks.
Weird.
It was gonna be a path, and then I got distracted by making more gazebos.
The little rabbit wear his skin.
Let's go get your robe back.
Yeah. That's good. Let's get.
that's how we're gonna end stream.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going on a cult mission.
Oh,
All right, guys, everyone, come
Whoa.
here and get your energy back.
oh, oh,
Get
I don't
height.
oh,
have a
Get height.
shitty
Ooh.
spear.
Get height.
oh,
Come on, everyone, come get your energy back.
oh, 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 oh,
Where? Oh, I did.
oh.
Oh, I got a little meat. I gotta cook my tiny meat. My tiny
Oh.
Oh, come on. This doesn't say tiny.
It doesn't.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh, oh.
Oh no.
Little baby meat.
Are these all like ready to eat?
They should say dried when you hover over them.
Oh,
They should say dried, dried leg or dried arm, and fresh.
oh, oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, raw. Yeah.
when,
we
it,
could
when
cook
it's in
them.
my inventory, yeah, but I can't tell like when it's.
Oh
on the
no,
thing,
you have to wait
right?
for them to like obviously
Eating
change
my
color.
meat.
Mm,
I put
gross.
my meat in my mouth.
What about this hand? I will bring this arm
Oh.
with me, and that will be my
Oh.
sustenance.
Oh, I hear a man.
my.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh.
You're a man.
man.
Oh my god, he's right in
Oh.
here.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
So fucking hard.
Oh, oh, oh.
Ooh, that was right in the crotch.
Oh, he's dead. Look, and then there's this man just like straight chilling. Like, here we go again.
Went off, but I don't.
Here,
Where
Hold
is
on.
he?
I can.
here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again.
Yeah, that's gonna
Well
work.
done.
I heard
You're
you
doing
say-
great.
you say- Oh, it was this one.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Roar.
Brosif, no, back up so he can come in the trap. Oh,
No, no,
it's
no.
going for Yaga.
Aha!
Run, run.
Reset. the
Over
trap.
here. Come over here.
Let's go. Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Said, I don't think so. Not
He
today.
literally quite. Who's like, I walk on water. Okay.
Roar.
got launched up and over.
Alright,
Just
come
sit
on.
here.
Come on, buddy.
Come on.
Oh, you did.
Why?
Really?
Jumping for me.
Push him on the trap.
Well,
There-
can I just set up?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Bully. Straight bully. Oh, you're breaking the trap. You're breaking the trap.
Sorry. I was trying to stab him.
He was dead.
Oh,
Yeah, I
who
know,
just
but I
got
wanted
stabbed?
to stab him.
So
It's all there. I'll be there.
What the
okay.
hell is going
Priorities, and stabbing is the priority.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how you didn't die. So dangerous. Oh.
Yes, I know.
Oh,
Yes, I know.
oh,
How
Don't get too close
Oh.
to me.
oh.
do? How
Don't
do?
stand so.
Don't stand so close to Pink.
to me. Where are you going?
To the cave.
It's this
This
cave.
cave over there. Oh, somebody's here. A man.
I'm not a man. Oh,
Oh,
you dick.
My goodness. I was supposed to have it delivered today, and I don't think I got it. And
I know, me too.
Ew.
My new headset was supposed to come today and it did not.
I was supposed to get an IPL, and it didn't show up. It's laser. I was gonna get the laser for.
Sage.
I stab. I
He's
stab.
dead now. He has no head. No head equal dead.
That's how you know.
No head
It rhymes.
dead.
Rhymes are always true. Always. Facts of life. Oh,
I'm good.
what did you learn?
Obviously nothing. This is not the first time this has happened.
Sounds like Chris. Every time I'm like, what did you learn? And he's like, not a damn thing. And I'm like, exactly.
Oof,
Don't
I'm
learn.
doing my best.
oof,
Thing is not for you.
oof, 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 oof,
I killed a lizard.
oof,
See where my package is. Dirty.
oof.
I hung up so many
Dirty.
things.
You're doing
Arrives
great.
today. Lied to me. Does not arrive today.
It could
How dare.
still. It's
Oh, she's already gone on a search for her thing.
still arrive today.
Oh wait, I thought we were going on an adventure.
But then nobody came.
We got
didn't
distracted
realize-
by man.
The man came for us.
I know
said
you all
today.
so get distracted by mans.
Oh,
It's a-
them mans, they do be getting us.
The mans.
The 24th. How is it
Oh,
literally
man.
in my city, but it's still gonna take 3 days to arrive? That makes zero sense.
Feel like I can just go and get it myself. Maybe.
Yeah, that happened when I first moved here. I ordered something from a store that was like the next town over, and it took like a week. I was like, dude, I could have just driven the 20 minutes. I just
First.
didn't want to drive the 20 minutes, which is why I ordered it in the first place.
I mean, it's from China, but it literally says it's in like the city next to me, which is like 10 minutes. So that's why I'm like, how is it taking 3 days? It took 1 day to get from China to here,
Yeah.
but it's gonna take 3 days to move 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Via UPS.
How did I fall from this one last time and live? Let's see. Oh, like that. Okay.
I'm inside Meat Man.
Did you do it again?
Yeah. It's.
I am
No,
doing
are you alive?
Yeah. Look, I didn't even take damage.
Oh.
Did you die?
What
But
about
did
this
you
one? Can
die?
I do it on this one? I bet I can.
You'll die.
I did. I am doing it. Easy.
Easy
And-
peasy.
Crazy.
Easy game for babies.
You
I'm
crazy
cold and
girl.
wet.
Crazy.
I'm cold
Crazy.
and wet.
You
Put
crazy.
some dry clothes on you, crazy.
Funny?
I can't put dry clothes on. I'm in the cold.
Maybe
Hello.
I'm crazy.
Big soggy,
Big soggy what?
Robe.
robe
Robe?
on, yeah.
Yeah.
I could not think of the word for
Robe?
robe.
Yeah.
Robons?
Stop.
Robons?
You were gonna say dick, weren't you?
Why would
Yeah,
I?
they're
What,
about-
why would I say
Oh,
soggy?
Doggy
dick.
dog.
Yaga, Franklin said that he saw your package when he was over there, but he's in Kansas now, and you have to wait for him to bring it back to you.
Oh my goodness, Franklin, how dare you?
That's
Leave me
nice.
hanging like this?
I
Like
know.
these
I found the
people
clothing outfit.
This is me now. This is me.
We
Wait,
both
where
have
is
that.
cassette?
Travel. Me.
See,
Is
let's see,
cassette
let's see,
in
what
this
is
one?
it?
No, this is
No.
the robe.
Robe.
This is like the initiation into the cult. We just like bring
Ooh.
people here.
Yeah.
We go on a little trip.
Do I have the what?
And our secret rocket ship.
Why?
Dude,
Oh,
that's
because
nice.
literally everyone is
Let's-
here now, that's why.
Little Einsteins.
We should go get rebreather.
We should next year. That'll be next
Oh,
week.
someone should
I-
explode that. Hey, does anyone have dynamite? Dynamite? This
Oh,
is exploding
oh.
bomb.
That's
What?
what I thought. It's
Explodable?
explodable, right?
What?
It looks
Where?
like it. This
I
wall
don't know
right
if it
here.
is because it doesn't have. So the other wall has an interact button.
Oh,
This one, we can
yeah,
try it.
maybe
I think
not.
I have.
Oh,
Oh, I have a flare.
Oh,
I don't have
oh,
dynamite.
Oh,
Oh, I do have
oh.
dynamite. I do.
whoa,
Oh,
whoa!
run, Pink,
Oh, you
run,
did?
run.
oh my god! Oh my god! Pink! You went flying.
Well, it isn't a blow up wall, but it is a blow up pink. So,
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh,
Oh Jesus.
oh,
The pink just gets exploded.
Poorly,
Oh.
how was your
well,
bath?
it's christened
oh.
you is the
Oh.
answer is the question.
Hi.
My goodness.
Wait, is this the way we came? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Buzz.
Oh,
Well, now I'm looking
Ooh,
at
look
pink.
like
I can see your eyeballs.
How many butts?
Look at those pinch.
Yeah.
Listen,
I got to look at everyone's
listen.
thoughts. So
I know you like. I
no
know you don't
offense,
mean
but
any
I
harm by it, but
won.
I have such self-esteem issues about my cheeks.
Your booty cheeks?
Yes,
What
oh.
do you mean?
I have high cheekbones, so I have chubby cheeks. And people are always like, "Look at your cheeks; they're so chubby." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, thanks."
Oh,
I have a face. Thanks.
I want
Even
chubby
though-
cheeks.
So
I
that
I mean,
don't.
you have a.
No, because people want to like touch
Have a-
them.
You have a.
I don't get around anybody
I don't like-
ever.
Hey.
What's a
Oh, there's so
peepo?
many bodies
Oh!
here.
Punchable. It is
I didn't
punchable.
get this.
Let the bodies.
Oh, I
hit
didn't
the
get the card. Well,
Let the
but-
bodies hit
The
the
card,
floor.
yeah.
Let the bodies
There's
hit
one! Look at!
the
There's
What?
full-on Bagoo down here.
Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't! I just looked down
Wait,
and I could see it!
That's a penis.
There's a dick.
That's a penis.
There's
Where
dick.
is it?
Really?
That's
There's
a
no
penis.
dick. There's
Like a
no
little
dicks.
kid.
That's a penis.
There's no dicks
Oh,
here. Don't
look
lie.
at it.
Oh, there is. There is.
Oh, and a
Look at
sack.
everyone is so close to it.
Oh!
Everybody, look at the penis.
Oh, so they
What
did
here
it.
happened?
There's another one
So
over here.
they did a
Huh.
did
Same.
penises
Well-
in this game.
Well, on that note,
There's another one over here.
Does that
Literally-
mean the
Oh.
cultists either cut theirs
What?
off or they're all
That's what I'm saying. They've got Ken
no,
doll bodies.
no, penis. Everyone to the gang cap.
Team same team.
So to be in the cannibals you can't have a dick.
Cannibals.
Oh, there's a thing here.
Cannibals, no get pee-pee. No pee-pee.
That's very sad. It's
Oh.
unfortunate.
Oh, these people are,
Camera.
like, hugging.
Maybe that's
They're-
why.
Camera!
They're
got
Yeah, the
camera.
camcorder, right? Yeah.
they're
Can we
pee-pee
use
lists.
it?
Yeah, you can watch videos.
Look at these
Obvious-
butts.
Obviously they were
Oh, is there
making
butts? I like
these
butts.
bodies. Come on.
Alright, where's
Oh,
the
I got,
road?
like, a
though?
Like a
Card.
bonus Easter egg. That must
Oh,
be a
sick.
pile, right?
A few Easter eggs down here, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Oh,
boil.
That's a pee-pee. Hurts pee-pee.
Sore.
Store.
Side of two.
Boil.
Boil.
Oil?
Oh,
Wait, are we going up or not? Oh yeah.
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, I am tired. I'm gonna drink
You
a
are
soda.
tired.
I am
Put it down.
tired. Both in the game and as a GG.
Yes, I am also perpetually
Oh
tired.
no.
Do a CP.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there's your name.
So fast.
Your name disappeared.
No, it
This
no.
support.
No, you're all
Ah!
stuck in. No, you're stuck.
I did not get scared by the bats. That
What's it like not being tired? You'd have to ask somebody else.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Hi,
I can't
Grace.
really.
That's not me.
Not me.
Not
me.
anybody here.
I got the
Can I-
kind of them.
I
I
am
go.
stuck
Oh,
on
this
everything.
one doesn't look like I can fall down it without like dying, does it?
Oh, there's another
I
one.
never
Why am I
been
stuck on
tired
literally
ever.
everything? There you go.
There's another
Hmm.
spot over here. Oh,
Oh, there is. Is it a dead end?
Did it
Yeah.
end?
maybe.
A dead end? A dead end?
There's dicks down here to smash.
Oh, there's a little tent.
Eventually, you push through the other side, and you send past tired to a state of narcolepsy. For somebody who's like as tired as I am, I can fall asleep anywhere, like any position, anytime, except for at night when I go to bed. When I actually go to bed, like for the night, it's like I can never sleep.
Bed, no bed.
But I can like
Someone
take a
needs to
nap
stop.
anytime.
How is the GG? The GG is tired.
Oh, my side.
The Luigi.
Like which side? Where are we going?
A
know
Luigi
GG
board?
GG
I'm with
has
Exoc.
had long day.
Oh yeah, this is the right way.
I got a
Alright,
snack.
All is good.
I think
Oh.
this is the right way.
Oh, I ran.
Oh, I'm coming to.
Oh, no.
I'll go to the other one. I'll go to the other
Wait,
one.
no,
How
this,
is
we
you,
didn't find the
Grace?
we didn't
No,
find
wait,
the
wait.
robe.
Don't move without me.
Wait, can we not get the robe because I already died and picked it up?
Oh.
Because I
Well,
found
isn't
the
it in your backpack?
No, I found the suitcase. White shirt,
Oh.
gray t-shirt, wolf shirt.
Oh.
I think it's because I switched it when I went there
Oh.
the first time,
Oh.
and then I died. I think it's not there.
Oh.
No.
Did it not show up in
neither.
your inventory when you
No.
got your stuff back?
No.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh.
No.
Maybe the next time we come into the game.
Yeah,
we
when we
can figure it out.
reload.
Oh.
When we reload it.
Oh. Oh.
He's also tired.
But let's go back to camp and we will call it so Gigi can wake up in the
Oh.
morning.
What will we call it?
Oh.
We'll call it Frank.
Oh.
Frank.
How
Right?
do I get out of here?
Oh. 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 Oh.
Keep going.
Don't
Ooh.
stop.
Okay,
Going.
just
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
And then
Where?
crouch. I
I
think
want the
we're
lighter,
here.
the
Crouch.
never-ending lighter. I do appreciate that in the second one they made
Oh,
it
right
a
here.
plasma
we got-
lighter,
Oh,
so
thank
like
you. I'm just stupid.
People
Ooh.
would like shit on them for like
Ooh.
the
It's
lighter
weirdly
never
set up.
go.
Ooh.
It's a shitty lighter.
Ooh.
Like,
Can you imagine how
lighter-
hot
it's
that lighter would
purple
be?
and stupid. Yeah,
Maybe
no,
that's
your
why
fingers
you have
would
to
die.
keep
Ooh.
redoing it every once in a
Ooh.
while. What are you doing? What
Ooh.
is happening over here?
Ooh.
We're
Ooh.
communicating.
Ma'am,
He's
Ooh.
put your
communicating.
tits
Ooh.
away.
Ooh. Ooh.
It worked. Woo.
Ooh.
With a PH, obviously, Franklin.
Woo.
What are you
I should have
doing,
almost
died.
gentlemen?
Ooh.
I mean,
We were
what are they
communicating.
ever doing? Really?
Just driving home.
That
were
is the question.
Communicating. Oh, I hear them all giggly. They're like,
Huh?
Wow.
Aw.
Oh.
Alright, I am in the cabin when you guys are ready.
I am almost
grabbing
there.
a fish. So
Huh?
I can... Let's not walk into the trap. I almost did, but I didn't. But I almost did. But
You've
they
learned.
didn't.
Okay, so everyone's safe because we can't sleep because it's day.
I'm putting a fish.
I'm almost there.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay, now I can see.
It's almost night though.
Is there cursing
I
me?
died. I'm good.
Oh, we can
it's
we can
nighttime.
sleep now. Yeah, all right. Who wants to sleep? Sleep, sleep, sleep.
Slap. Slap.
Sleep, sleep,
Okay.
sleep, sleep, sleep.
And then
sleep,
one last
sleep,
save.
sleep, sleep.
Everybody, one last save.
Save twice.
Everybody.
Always save twice.
Woo.
All right. Does anybody have a suggestion for a raid?
Family.
I do. I have a really good one.
Who?
You'll like him. Afterman 7.
Who is
Oh.
that? All one
Afterman
word?
7. An absolute vibe. Yes, all one word. Afterman 7, yeah. He's so good.
Oh.
I can't.
After
I can't.
Two.
He's playing Dead Island 2.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, what about Enya Fairy then? She's nice.
Yeah, but she has a lot of people, doesn't she?
I have
54.
Baba Yaga Witch.
Yeah.
I
A
have
triple
Pink
raid on
Floyd.
54 is good.
Who?
And foremost, let's fill that up. Ooh, that was weird.
Not a lot right now. That
I mean, I have. Oh, I have a whole bunch of people on. What is she playing? She's doing just chatting.
I was
right
to
now.
say, I don't have one.
Can we raid? I would like to raid somebody. I don't get to raid her very often. She raids me all the time, and she's on
Sure.
right now.
Mm.
I will put it in both of your chats. Her name is Ash.
That's not what I
I'm gonna
wanted.
do a quick spiel before I do the raid.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. All right, where is she? She was just on. I just saw her like 2 seconds. Here she is. Okay. So this is her name. Let me give that to Yaga and to Gigi.
I like how my thing suggested Amaranth. I'm like, oh yeah, let me just read into her.
Yes.
Get right in on that. She'd be like, who are you? And what are you doing here?
She wouldn't even say, who are you? She'd just, thanks for the raid, and that's it.
If that.
All right, guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. I know that was a lot going on. I know it was a little on the chaotic side. I know that there's a lot of voices, a lot of sounds, and all that stuff. But I appreciate you hanging. Everyone who did hang out, I appreciate it. Tomorrow is a huge day for me. It would mean the world, even if you just pulled me up and tabbed me for the day. It would really, really mean the world if you guys would support my sponsored stream tomorrow. I will be starting at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be starting. We'll be playing Dead Island 2, courtesy of Deep Silver, who is the developer of the game. It is a sponsored stream. I will be having to do all that spiel stuff. I will be repeating myself about the link and all that stuff. But you guys have been here from the get-go. You support me, and I appreciate you. So please, 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 even if you can't be here actively, tab me up for the day. It would really, really make me look good to Deep Silver, and it would just mean the world to me. Stay safe, make good choices. I will see you guys tomorrow. Triple raid to my friend Ash. Okay, bye.
Okay, let me get it started. Raid has been created. Do the socials, do the things, copy the raid message. We're gonna do